wherever you may be watching this transmission across the Commonwealth. It is I, Mike Martins. Welcome to episode 201 of Trends in the Housing Market. It's your boy, Mike Martins, talking about housing, economy, jobs, unemployment, underemployment, gold, silver, oil, whatever the heck is happening in the Commonwealth, whether it's the same patterns. People say, Mike, why don't you focus on a country? It's like, there's no point. Whatever's happening in Canada is happening in Australia. And whatever's happening in Australia is happening in New Zealand. And what is happening in New Zealand is happening in the United Kingdom and Western United States, all the way from Seattle, King County, all the way down to San Diego. Yeah. You're tuned in to Trends in the Housing Market. The date today is April the 15th. We're mid-month through April 2020. On record so far, the worst year on record since like 1918. And there was a lot happening in 1918 with Ireland. There was a lot happening happening just after the World War. There was just so much happening in 1918. And this is kind of shaping up to be that kind of on par-ish. You know what I'm saying? So we got people starting to roll into the comments section. Who do we got here? We got fake Kevin Thompson in the house, promoting everyone to go ahead and telling people to buy. We got Jesse Flores saying hi. We got, again, fake Kevin Thompson to buying now. And then we got, who is this? Craig Cook in the house. So everybody is starting to roll into the channel. Really good to see you guys. Tina's here. Who else is here? 26 Gunter. Political Foolishness is in the house as usual. Maybe they should rename the collection of the countries to the Common Bankruptcy. Yes! That is a good one. I also like to call it Penal Colony. Canada's Penal Colony 11. Penal Colony 1111. United States is 1112. UK is 1113. Australia is 1114. Penal Colony. So it'll be PC 1114. And then New Zealand would be Penal Colony 1115. And that's what we should call it. So this way we're legitimately like addressing these places by the book. We're not making up names, you know? Because what does Canada mean anymore? What does Australia mean anymore? What does New Zealand mean anymore? You tell me. Because I don't know, SA. I don't know what Canada means anymore, SA. So we got Craig Cook, Stephen Sewell in the house. Fake Kevin Thompson's here. Oh, Fanatical Angler in the house saying hello, everyone. And then Political Foolishness is saying exactly Mike Martins. Antonio Ruva La Caba in the house. Good to see all you guys. It's 7 o'clock. It is time for Trends in the Housing Market. And yes, we got our friend.
Yes.
Donald Trump in the house.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love China.
I love China.
All right, let's go through some channel news here real quick on what's happening on the channel. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share a video. If you want to support the channel, go on any video here, just share it. I don't care. Share whatever you see here. Get this channel out there. I've been doing this for so many years, and this is my second channel in English. I had 3 channels in Portuguese. They kept getting taken down. Okay, so here we go, guys. Don't forget. Okay, so let's go over a couple of videos, guys. Took my kids today to an abandoned little town around, not too far from where I'm at, just to kind of drive around and get out and stretch our legs. I did some work on the car. Don't forget to check out this one, McDonald's bans. I'm not gonna say it so I don't get this thing flagged. Trump suspends WHO over pandemic funds. Check that one. Almost 50% of Americans out of money. By the end of the month, 50% of Americans will be out of money. Cashola. Commercial break-ins up 349%. Guys, this is, if you're in Canada, if you're living in Canada, make sure you read the fine print on the relief fund. Be very careful. Uncle Trudeau in Canada is giving out a lot of money, but the problem is, if you do qualify for the money, you have to pay income tax on that money. Okay? And if you don't qualify, you have to pay it back. Anyone could qualify and get approved and get their money in 2-3 days immediately. But the problem is, if you don't qualify and the 2021 taxes, your 2020 taxes are due in 2021, they're going to audit everybody to make sure they qualify for that money. And if they don't, you're going to pay that money back with a bunch of VIG. You have to pay that with VIG. I'm not playing games. I don't know, car alarms going off outside here. World needs more money laundering. Check this out. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding with that. The world needs more money laundering to keep it going. Watch that video. City of Vancouver at risk of going into bankruptcy. I'm kind of forecasting Apple and Google merger. That's going to put Microsoft in second place. I have a feeling Apple and Google might do a merger. And Vancouver seniors choosing to take their lives rather than go homeless. In last week's Mike in the Night Save a Prayer for Me Now edition, that's a really good one. We got a lot of good callers in. It was a kind of a slower show, kind of talking to people, nice and slow, taking our time. So who do we got there? We got Jasmine in the house. One of my personal friends. Everybody wants to hear the Mexico. Where's the Mexico one here? I love China.
I love China.
Where are you, Mexico?
The Mexican government. Mexico.
I love that soundboard. Okay, right, you're watching Economic Hitman tonight for trends in the housing market. There it is, guys. All right, guys, don't forget to pick up something on Teespring. So cool stuff. And if you want to buy me a coffee, $1 a month if you want to sponsor the channel. And you could always send me a tip on PayPal. And I already have somebody calling into the show. Joshua.
Hey, Mike.
How are you, my brother?
I'm all right. How are you? Am I cutting in the time zones? Is this the right?
Oh, buddy, you're on Trends in the Housing Market, buddy. You're live.
Nice.
You are live, and the view count's picking up real quick here. So, where are you based out of the United States again?
Yeah, I'm in California.
Oh, the California knows how to party.
Yeah, true. Well,
yeah.
You know, they're staying in right now, so I guess they're drinking at home.
Hey, could we see your face or no?
Yeah, am I showing?
Yeah, you're showing. Can I show you on the show?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. All right, so now let's talk about. We're talking about what's happening. Like tonight. Tonight is more of a economic slowdown show. First question I want to ask you: what are you doing with your time if you're locked down? What are you keeping?
Well, I'm a real estate agent. I kind of just moved to this place. I was in Las Vegas. I was kind of out of my element, so now I'm back and I'm sort of trying to reconnect. And while I'm trying to reconnect, this whole thing goes down. So, I'm really just passing around my cards and trying to get a bigger connection going for myself. It's
kind of tough. You're gonna have to keep us in the loop there, because we talk about a lot of foreign investing happening in the state of California. And that's happened in Oregon, and it's happened in Washington State, where it pushed like the American proper east, wagons east. And I'm very shocked that you came west, which is good, which is fine. But so is there potential? Is the affordability levels going to reconnect, or what's happening? Because I know 8 million people left California in the last 5 years, and that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's it wasn't about where people are going. It was really, I kind of just wanted to establish myself here. And I kind of trusted the fact that, I could be a real estate agent, and I'm young, and I'm still trying to figure out the market still.
Yeah, you're young. You're very young.
Yeah.
And my concern is the market's been hyped up for a long time. Everyone said it was going to crash in 2010.
Yeah,
right? You had the correction in 2008. right?
You really don't know who to trust here. You know, you get so much data coming all around, and there comes a time when you really have to trust yourself. And I already had a license out here, so I'm in Bakersfield right now. It's a small city, so I'm kind of just trying to see how this time is going. It's like some markets crash, some markets revive, but if you have faith in what you do, I'm sure you can find a way for yourself.
Oh, you'll be fine. I'm not worried. For you, I know you like if you I could see in your eye. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about what's going to happen going forward with a lot of people that bought on top, or a lot of people that bought into FOMO, right? Or a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out. So a lot of people just on margin that were severely over leveraged and got into the markets, and a fear of missing out, and now this thing hits, right? Because you guys had a huge pickup in January in sales. February started to trickle down, and then March is a complete shutdown. And now the next quarter is going to be very interesting to see where things go. If people can't get out, it's going to be really tough for the next quarter. Where do you forecast things happening with this whole Kobi thing? Do you think it's gonna lift soon? Like, what are you seeing in your area? What are you seeing in California?
See, with this country, you got Trump saying that he's the leader on this, and this is up to him. Then you got people saying, the governors out here saying, well, F that guy, we can do all good by ourselves. So, I mean, I'm really focused on the people.
Yes.
Like, I have trust in the working people who still have jobs, and I'm still handing out cards to them, and I'm still trying to connect myself with that demographic.
That's correct.
Because that's as a real estate agent, I have faith that, they'll probably be able to afford a house, but I'm really focused on the crash on the housing market. There's been a lot of analytics, and some people say that real estate prices are going to get really, really high. Some people are saying that they're going to tank, and with that tank, it's going to cut into a lot of people's asset value. So they might default on their mortgage if I'm understanding their analysis right.
A lot of people don't need to default on their mortgage if they put a good down payment down.
Yeah.
If people are buying for family reasons, like I bought my house, I didn't buy my house. I bought my house 2.5 hours away from a major city. I didn't buy my house so I could make money off it. I bought it so I could raise my kids. And once you find those kind of clients, you have nothing to worry about, because a lot of them won't come back to you when they say, oh, you told me my property was going to go up to $1 million, which a lot of real estate agents are on the hook right now. And a lot of them are being called up and saying, you told me this market was going to go forever. You told me blah, 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 blah. And now a lot of people are really upset right now.
Yeah, and it's like giving people those parameters where it's like your house will have this value, or your assets are projected to go like this. When you have a COVID-19 out, like you can't really give a concrete number for a person's home value. I have a VA home loan in my name. Mm-hmm. So I'm really waiting to see what these prices are going, because I'm not going to go put a loan on a $150,000 3-bedroom house. It just doesn't seem like
You have no idea how lucky you are.
Yeah.
You have no idea how lucky you are. You are the luckiest man on this channel right now with all these people viewing. Do you know how many people just shed a tear in Australia right now after you set $150,000 down for a 3-bedroom house? Do you know how many people just shed a tear right now in Australia? Do you know what the average tear down in Australia or in Vancouver or Toronto, Canada, goes for a tear down built around World War I?
How much?
$1.4 million. That's $1.1 million for you, American.
As an average American, I don't know how they're gonna gonna look at that price and
one thing I was concerned about in America, and I've been following it very closely, was that the American proper was going to get bought out of their own country, because in Canada, the Canadian proper is finished. I'm one of those statistics. I was living in a big city, and I'm like, Yeah, I'm not gonna pay $5,200 a month for rent. I'm gonna move out, right? So I'm done. I left the city and I did well. But the problem is, people got hit in Seattle because do you know why in 2017 Seattle got hit hard? Is because they put a foreign buyer's tax in Vancouver. So when the foreign investors would come into Vancouver, they would be hit with the foreign buyer's tax. So you know what they did? They did the next best thing. They went down to King County, and they bought up Seattle. And Seattle's housing prices doubled in 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're blaming the tech workers. And the tech workers, there's 5 of them living in a 1-bedroom apartment.
And it's like it's movements like that shake up the economy. So it's like putting a projection on it it's hard to manage when you got those sorts of legal actions coming in. Then you got a coronavirus. Then you got who knows what's going to happen next. So honestly, I'm really trying to focus on what the people can afford.
Yeah,
and
that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. What you need to do is you have to underwrite your own deals, right?
Okay.
What you need to do is you go out, you're going to show some properties to a family.
Right.
What I do if I were you, right off the bat, how much do you make? What's your income and what's your total? You go home with whatever information you have from them, even if they have a pulled credit score. You go home and you it's for free. You could find a website that could calculate the TDS.
Okay.
TDS means total debt service ratio. You go ahead and take his and her income and all their credit cards, and then you could see how much they can afford to pay for a house.
Yeah.
And then you can start ballparking them in affordable areas that they could go into without having them have a broken heart saying, oh, I really wanted that one. But this way you could show them homes that they'll qualify for right off the bat.
And that's the saddest thing. Most clients that are really trying to work with us can't even get, their credit approved. And it feels like a sinking ship sometimes because I try to work with a specific. I've been trying to work with a specific buyer, but now I really got to broaden my horizons and start thinking internet. Start thinking, we're using this real estate app called OpCity.
OpCity,
and yeah, it's basically bringing in customers from an online and registration process. So those customers don't have their credit right. They're really asking for help. So I got into real estate to understand it.
Right.
Because I knew that it was something that was going to benefit me to understand it now. But you could say I came in the wrong time, but even
fine.
when
there's no wrong time for anything. It's a learning experience regardless. Exactly.
When you're the toughest times, I think, are the best times to learn. So really, I left real estate school and now I'm in real big world real estate school. So after this whole thing blows over and things go back to normal, hopefully, I suspect things go back to normal. I feel like I'm going to have a wider set of knowledge to really understand, my buyer or my seller and understand better ways to get them through their process. Because a lot of deals go flat because they can't really help the buyer or seller through the whole process. There's always something that comes up. And now I'm sort of forced in a situation where I have to think creatively.
Right.
Right. And that sort of skill set I feel like is going to help me out in the future.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And I'm not going to give up.
Okay. Well, be smart, stay strong, keep your eye on the prize, and we'll talk on Mike and the Knights. Maybe we could get into some discussion of covert stuff that you're allowed to speak about. I know you're not allowed to. I know you're on disclosure that you can't talk about certain things, but
it's just I think that there is a big invisible eye, and I don't like to let things slip with my name on it.
No, I
It's just
understand.
my thing.
I understand.
I'm a little bit, military made me a little bit paranoid. I saw the systems and stuff
Yeah.
that we can do, and it's like I'm out of it. I'm out of the game. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you, Josh. Okay, brother, I'm gonna let you go. You can tune into the show. We're still live, right? We're going live right now. So go ahead and you can rewind back and see yourself there.
Awesome. Okay.
You take
Thanks
care,
so
brother,
much, Mike.
and you have yourself a good week. Okay.
All right. You too.
God bless you.
God bless.
Bye. All right, that's our friend Joshua, new friend on the show here. Real estate agent, understands the markets, understands the Nevada market, was drawn to California, and there's a lot of good parts. He's in Bakersfield, right? So that's fine. When he said I'm in Bakersfield, I'm like, okay, that he's okay. But if he says I'm in downtown LA, I'm like, oh no, not now. Okay, here we go. We got, oh man, everyone's rolling through the comments right now. We got Metal Gear, cheers, man. We got Craig Cook in the house from New Zealand. We got, did you hear what he said? I'm going to buy a 3-bedroom with a pool for 150 grand. It's like, somebody in Australia had shed a tear. I'm not joking. Someone in Australia was like, I could buy a parking spot for that much. So we got Seer Guru in the house, who is a broker, I think. And we got eBankU in the house from Tokyo, Japan, he's going to give us an insight on Mike of the Night, what's happening in Japan. He might go live for us if he's allowed to sneak out at night. I don't know if it's going to be night there when I'm night. I'm not sure. I think they're a day ahead. But we'll get him to go out in Tokyo and show us the empty streets. Yeah, when I heard Canada, I was like, "Wow, yeah!" The Canadian proper's finished. We sold, our whole country sold out. Money laundering through China. How do you think Canada has $200 billion laundered through Canadian real estate from 2011 to 2015? Yeah, Layla says you could buy $600,000. You could buy you a garage. She ain't lying. Hand to God, she's not lying. She ain't lying. It's 600 large. I did a story. It was 600 large for a garage. Okay. Okay, we got, what do you use garage for? No, the garage is like 400 square feet. Yeah, we can talk about the garage later. I'll bring it up on the show. They wanted 600 large for that. 2015, 2019, how much was laundered? Here, I'll look it up for you and show you right now. 2015 to 19, that was under disclosure. That's gone. I applied to the Freedom of Information Act. It's different in Canada. I applied for it, and they turned me down twice. So I applied for it 2 times to find out money laundering via real estate through Canada, what they have or what they found out, and both times they turned me down. So I tried to find out, but we know from 2011, 2015, there was $200 billion laundered through Canada. And then you buy a little house with 2 bedrooms for $1.2 million, and it needs 600 grand in repair. So we got Aquarius in the house. We got Jake Martin in the house. Yeah, we got. Look, I'm happy to see all the moderators made it tonight. Hey, Layla, are you still stuck in Syria? Or are you coming to Canada? Okay. All right. So we got our soundboard here tonight.
I love China. I love China.
Good old Trump. All right, guys, let's get to the show, man. Let's get to the show. All right, let's read a few articles here before we kick off. Another caller. Okay, Canadian real estate buyers ignore pandemic warnings until ordered to stay home. And you're not going to believe this if you're living in Canada. They had a growth in the first quarter. 8% growth. Yep. I think the average benchmark house in Toronto went from like 8-something to like 9-something. And Vancouver went up like quite a bit, actually. But everyone's telling me the opposite, that everything's dropping. Okay, here we go. Canadian real estate changed by market. So here you go. You got Vancouver, Quebec, Fraser Valley, St. John, Toronto. And then let's go to the negatives. We got Calgary. We got Niagara Falls. We got Victoria. We got Hamilton. And then we got Edmonton in negative territory right now. And Ottawa's pushing towards negative territory. So is Montreal. So is London. And Canada as a whole still has a long way to go with these bigger cities. So, see, Calgary and Southern Ontario are the biggest losers. But it might be just... what do you call it? IMF Canadian GDP to make biggest contraction since the Great Depression. So Canada is looking at making a huge contraction in their GDP, which is already faked up. Faked up! It's all fake! And they're going to be seeing, and already slowing in global economy, seeing more downward revisions to forecast due to the pandemic. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, is the latest organization to lower Canada's 2020 GDP forecast. The organization sees the economy making the biggest contraction seen in generations. The only way to get this fixed is because Canada and Australia and all these countries, they're so heavily fixed on construction, building homes and leaving them empty for foreign investors. Foreign investors buy them, leave them empty. So Canada needs these. That's why construction is still going on right now in Canada, and it's considered an essential business. Construction will never shut down in Canada. They got to build more condos and leave them empty. All right. Woo. Mexico will pay. Yeah, where's that Mexico joke I had here? So anyone think... guys, I lived in Mexico for 2 years, so it's okay, guys. Nobody panic. You know what I'm saying?
China
created a major virus to shut down the world's economy, and
Mexico
will pay for it. All right, let's keep rolling here. We have somebody here who's a broker who could come on the show maybe and tell us what's going on their end there. It's called Seer Guru. Seer Guru, if they want to come on. Boxing creates confidence, asks how my oil stock is doing. 6:30 in the morning? It's because the time difference, right? Click, click, click. 6:30 in the morning. Oil looks like it's going down. Sold everything. And everything went down. Then maybe pick up tomorrow. Maybe pick up Thursday. I'm just going to play this game with oil for the next 2 years. Just going to do this for 2 years. Oh, Low Roller Scratcher sent us an article. Proposal, you get a $2,000 stimulus check every month. Yeah, Canada's doing the same thing, but in Canadian dollars, so that's like $1,200 American. And that could buy you groceries for like 3 days in Canada. As millions of Americans receive their $1,200 stimulus check today, a new proposal would give you $2,000 a month during the COVID pandemic. Here's what you need to do. New legislation. How would it work? The Emergency Money for People Act would work like this. Eligible Americans will receive $2,000 in cash per month. Cash. Whoa. Guaranteed for the next 6 months. These monthly cash payments will continue until the employment to population ratio for people ages 16 and older is greater than 60%. The monthly cash payment would not count as income. Oh, in Canada, it's counted as income, and then you have to pay back capital gains on that. And if you don't qualify, you got to pay it back with VIG. You got to pay it back with VIG. I'm not joking. The monthly cash payment will not adversely impact anyone's ability to qualify for an income-based federal state assistance program. All right, that's from our man Lobro Scratcher there. All right, let's get back here. Canada's household borrowing rate is dropping 4 times faster during the Great Recession. Again, people don't qualify or cannot secure financing, and that's plain and simple. We know that if you can't secure financing. Guys, markets in Australia are still open for another 3 hours and 34 minutes, guys. What is happening? Well, okay, let's take a look. All ords down 76.30, sitting at 54.47. The ASX 200 is at 53.93. Man, I remember when it was at 7.8. Down 73 points. Australian to US dollar at 62 cents. Oil, that's important, guys. This goes round and round. Oil, $20.47, an uptick of 60 cents. Gold, sitting at $17.43, down up $3. And the New Zealand Stock Exchange up 98 points at 10,507. The FTSE is down 193. And the Hang Seng, we got to follow here. It's a very important Hong Kong here, 23,915, and the Nikkei in Japan is sitting at 19,301, down 248 points. All right, so let's move on. Markets are still open, guys. We'll keep an eye on oil and gold for the next 3 hours, well, while we're here. Let's move on. Empty buildings across the United States now housing COVID patients, the homeless, and first responders. Very important, guys, because this is just getting warmed up. We ain't playing games anymore. This crap is getting warmed up. It's getting warmed up. All right. Looks like a commercial playing there. 3D tours. So people were asking, how are they going to sell homes? Well, they're going to find a way to sell homes. They can't let this collapse, especially in Canada, where the GDP is so hung, and Australia's GDP is so hung on construction and foreign investing. What are they going to do? The locals can't, the Canadian proper can't buy into their own markets. So we got Big Rob New Zealand in the house. There will be a drop in the Dow, someone's asking me. We're just getting warmed up. New York is just the start. Brianna's in the house. People always think I'm a realtor because I'm wearing a blazer in my pic. I know! All right, let's move on. So 3D tours, guys. So that's one thing. We had a young entrepreneur real estate agent on the show earlier from California. If you're watching right now, you want to take a look at this. 3D tours, remote signings, how Kobi is changing home buying. This is good. Home sellers are canceling open houses. Lenders are extending the time it takes to close a deal. Realtors are skipping the live walkthrough, giving video tours instead. That's really good. Woo! Grindhouse Cartoons just sent me $5. Put a little Crown Royale in that cup of coffee. I'm drinking coffee, guys. I'm drinking coffee right now. Okay. So, yeah, this is something Buddy should look at. He was on the show a few minutes back. Our man Josh, I'm gonna set him to our favorites here. Favorites on the show. So if he ever wants to come back, not a problem. I'm just looking at the comments here. They're moving kind of fast here. All right. 3D tours. Let's move on. These aren't the droids we're looking for. Okay, here we go. Vox. The Kobi is exposing America's housing crisis. Why? A lot of bad deals on the books. They didn't learn what happened in 2007, 2008, and now we're retracking what happened. But the thing is, at least the Americans didn't sell out most of their country like Canada did. Canada's got 5 major cities, and we sold whatever we could to attract more foreign money, and we're screwed. Ireland did it. Australia did it. New Zealand did it. The UK did it. Well, UK, Scotland did it. Edinburgh got smashed last year with a bidding wars. They're walking outside in Scotland like, what are all these people standing outside this house for? What do you mean they're bidding on a house? Well, what's the big deal? You know? Scotty Morrison in the house, the Prime Minister of Australia, is in the house, saying that rent's too high to save for a deposit. That's correct. Okay, we got NK in the house too. I don't know who this is. Oh, Star Screaming is in the house. Star Scream in the house. Good friend of mine. Good personal friend of mine. He should come on the show, and maybe on Mike in the Night. Use a voice changer or something. I think he was working MI6 for a while. And then, long story, I can't even talk about this. But yeah, I know he's working MI6 for a little while. I don't know what happened. And then we got stranded. Long story, we got stranded in Montreal. Yeah. Woo! Seer Guru, thanks for the topic. Housing will crash faster than 2008. The upside is rents will reduce too. In America, yes. In America, yes. But Canada, a lot of our properties are empty. They're all foreign. It's like San Francisco. They're all empty. They're like in LA County right now. In LA County, for every one homeless person, there's 4 or 5 empty units. Vacant. Untouchable. Not because they're foreclosed. It's because they're investment properties by foreign investors. It's some guy in Shanghai. I own 500 condos in California, and I've never been to America. Ha, 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 ha. And that's what's happening, guys. So Jake Marin is in the house. If you're going to buy, go offshore. See, Jake, I don't know if Jake remembers the story I did on... Guys, for a lot of you people watching, guys, don't forget, on the channel here, we do have trends in the housing market. Going back... This is the 201th episode. So if you ever want to go to the playlists and backtrack on anything, watch this. All these shows, Mike in the Night, we're on our, like, 100th episode. Trends in the housing market. Look at this, guys. It goes back. We go back... I don't know, let me check here to the right. Hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Look at this. Hours and hours. If you want to go to sleep, leave this playlist playing. And then you could help out with the AdSense there. Cases are skyrocketing through the roof because everyone's getting tested.
Yeah.
So that's another caller that was on the show there. Yeah, so we've been doing this for a long time. Trends in the housing market. Tonight is the Economic Hitman. And what is the Economic Hitman, people? Our little friend Kobi. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's get back on board here. Yeah, so Jacob, I know he's watching. I don't know if he remembers the episode I did. I was very upset that a lot of people, like what happened was there was a new condo tower being built in downtown Vancouver. But the condo tower, they weren't showing units to people living in Canada. If you want to buy in that condo tower, you have to go to Shanghai in China because they were advertising it only in China and they weren't advertising to Canadians. And they were making fun of us at the show, saying that Canadians can't even afford to buy their own property, making fun of us. And this was in China. They were making fun of us. So after that show, I got so mad. And it just left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Like how, like they're building places for human beings that live in the country to live in for not human beings that live in the country, and they go homeless. Oh, Anthony's saying, I know exactly which tower you're talking about. Yep. Okay, here we go. Pseudoscientist, relax. You have a moderator wrench, you gotta be good, come on. Alright, let's get back to here. So, Kobi exposing, again, a lot of bad loans on the books, and a lot of repackaged mortgages are gonna set it on fire real soon. Kobi, house prices set to tumble 13% in the next 12 months. This is in the United Kingdom. This is in England. But here's the problem with the United Kingdom. I'll read a little bit and I'll tell you what the problem is. House prices are expected to fall by an eye-watering 13% this year due to COVID uncertainty. The housing market collapse will be sparked by plummeting incomes and job losses. The pandemic wreaks havoc on the economy. The national lockdown tried to slow down the contagion has dubbed a major economic shock by the Center for Economics of Business Research, CEBR, who made the prediction. So here's the deal. Let me throw this out there for you guys, okay? What happened was London, and other places like Newcastle, Manchester, different parts of lower England there. What they did was they launched a massive advertising in China. So what they did was a couple of big companies in London bought office space in China so they could advertise properties there around the summertime of last year. And they were just selling properties in the UK to Chinese business people in China. In China, but they were from the UK running offices in China to sell out England to whatever there's left, right? So what happened was that actually worked. The advertising was working. And the London housing market started to go back up after 18 months of decline. It started to go back up. And then boom, COVID hits. It's almost like a punch in the teeth for them. Like, you're going to sell out your country? It's like, yeah. Yeah, they had a Hong Kong pre-market showing, yeah.
I love China.
David Xavier in the house saying, JP Morgan Chase and Company said first quarter profit tumbled 69 points. Holy crap. Send me a link to that, boss. I'll take a look at it right now. Jake Morin says 13%. Do you feel the trend will continue? 13% is basically everything they'll lose in the last year that they've gained from the foreign investing that they propped up. They went strong, They went strong to get more foreigners into the UK. Like, they were advertising in China, move to England, come to England, buy a house in England, blah, blah, blah. If you pay in cash, well, you get this and you get that. Or they're offering a free Austin Mini if you bought a house in cash, you know? Greg Cook said it's 1929 again in, it's 1929 again. Oh, Jesse Flores is saying, do the Kobi arm salute. Right there. All right, guys. Stop spamming the channel, guys, please. All right. So here we got here. This was sent by Craig. COVID-19, Kobi, RIN's data shows property market at a 9-year low. So there you go, guys. This is in New Zealand, from the New Zealand Herald. Properties are going down. So this is happening across the entire Commonwealth. New Zealand, Canada, UK, and Western United States, all competing for foreign money because the locals just don't have the money anymore. Because their wages haven't moved in 30 years in some cases. Yeah, Tasmania 77 sir says, I urge everyone to look up the Federal Reserve note versus the silver certificate. Yeah, we'll cover that on Mike in the Night. We haven't done a silver show in a while. It's been like a whole month. So we'll talk about gold and silver a little bit, and oil, where oil's headed this next Mike in the Night. And we'll obviously cover Kobi. Tig Nim is saying, Mike, you look like Pitbull's brother. He is my brother. Jake Morin is saying 13% is nothing really. No, 13% won't allow the UK proper, the English proper, to get into their own housing market. Same thing with New Zealand. Even in New Zealand, I could get Craig Cook, who's in New Zealand, just outside of I think he's outside of Auckland. He could tell me straight up, even if there's a housing correction of 40% in New Zealand, it still might be out of reach for most New Zealanders earning an average wage, not minimum wage, average, like $40,000 to $65,000 a year, will still be bought out of their own market. even with the 40%. Well, it's good to see we have all the moderators here tonight. Let's move on. Move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Here's where the cheap properties are likely to be in the Kobi aftermath. Okay, guys, so I want to play... I'm not going to play this because I want to pause this so I don't get flagged. All right, is this going to play? Are you going to play? Oh, it's playing something. Hold on, nobody cares. All right, let's move on. First-time home buyers. So, Auckland Inner City. And so this is if you're living in New Zealand, you might want to take a note. Auckland's Inner City, Queenstown and Wanaka are the two places you want to see. Central Otago contains many aspirational homes. Demand from mainly successful business owners always fall away strong during a recession. Yep. You're going to see a lot of the bigger end homes and the investment properties start to fall off as people walk away from mortgages or responsibilities. New Zealand eyes further fiscal support to limit job losses slowdown. They're just getting started down in New Zealand, and I think what they had, the 26% of the country right now is in lockdown. So what the stimulus that they've offered isn't. Yeah, unemployment, with the additional government support, the economy could bounce back to be New Zealand 70 billion. That's 42 billion Australian dollars, or American probably, larger by 2024. So they're looking at 2024 for a bounce back in the economy. I don't think it's going to be that fast. Despite having fewer infections than many other countries, Prime Minister Jacinta Ardern's government enforced a 1-month lockdown in a bid to completely eliminate the disease from the country. But it's very tough too, because a lot of people come in from China, New Zealand. Most of the flights. Do you think most of the flights that come in to New Zealand are from Australia? They're all from. A majority of them come from China, even though Australia is like a stone throw away. A downward spiral, coronavirus spins Australian universities into economic crisis. This is a very big deal for Australia because Australia's GDP and Canada and all these other countries, again, are based off student loans. Whoa, Elizabeth, what are you sending me $20 for? What are you sending me $20 for, man? I know you're going through a tough time right now. They closed for... okay, hold on a sec. Where's Owen? I gotta talk to Owen. Thank you, Elizabeth. God bless you. Okay, so here it is. Australia's in a lot of trouble because a lot of their economy is based off of Chinese students to come and get this incredible education. It's done nothing for the Australian proper. A lot of them are broke. I'm not saying quite a few of them are broke, and I'm not trying to, I'm calling a spade here, guys. I'm not here to waste your time, right? Okay, here, I got a link here. Let's just, let me interrupt this with this important article here. This is from the Financial Roast. And JP Morgan profit plunges 69% as bank braces for loan losses from fairly severe recession in COVID pandemic. Again, guys, these companies were ready to go anyway. They're masking it with COVID, which is nice. A little bit of a front line, which is nice. But realistically, a lot of these places were feeling the heat, especially JP. JP was having major issues with their gold and silver certificates, people calling in for their gold and silver that they bought on certificates, and they're not getting it, right? From what I've heard on the ground. Rumor says. So let's get... Okay, hold on a second here. Where's Lord Humongous? Where the hell are you? He sent me a video. I just remembered this, so I'm not going to forget this. He's down in Colorado. So here he is here at the food bank here, and he made a video. So let's check out this video.
I'm John. Hi, John. How you doing? What's your dog's name?
He's talking to John. John is a guy that lives in just outside south of Denver.
Hey, Jamie. How you doing, buddy? So yeah, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this because I mean, a lot of people out there, they think that this is a big scam. The whole virus thing was, purposely done, and it has to do a lot with the collapsing dollar, and the worldwide currencies are collapsing right now.
There could be a lot of reasons, Maybe they want to clean up the world with some bad guys or something, and because right now they're trying to smuggle, and other people are staying indoors, and it's they catch them easier probably maybe. There could be many things,
Right. How long are you? Do you live in this full time?
I don't want to discuss.
Oh, okay, that's
right
fine.
now. Yeah,
I'll let you know that I did all last year.
Yeah.
It's hard, huh?
last year, yeah. Last year was hard. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But no, there could be many reasons, like you were saying, that the government, just.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not Lord Humongous. Lord Humongous is in interviewing him.
To me personally, I think it's a travesty. I think it's sad how we as Americans have gotten to this point. You know what I mean?
That could be the real reason. I mean, just the bottom line. We did it to ourselves. It came to where we're tearing up the world. We're getting greedy, and
Right.
we need to unite.
I agree.
We need to unite.
Can we get his love? Because I think that's the answer right there.
Oh, why is this thing buffering? Come on.
Is what's on the back of his sweater there. It says love, guys.
I think we just need to unite.
Oh, we're getting serious buffering issues here. What I'll do is I'll probably download it later this week, and I'll play it on mic, or I'll try playing it a little bit later, see what happens. Do a little bit of Mike in the Night this Saturday, guys. Don't forget Mike in the Night. Oh yeah. People are asking me, Mike, you got to do Mike in the Night like 3 times a week. It's like, guys, you don't know how much time. Like, not much time. I don't mind hanging out with you guys a couple hours a day. It's tiring, man. I'm 42. I got 23 years left to live. It's really tough. The older you get, the harder it is. So we got the dog outfit is boss. I know. Mike Banks in the house. Mike Banks. Axel Rose is in the house. Thank God he's back. Lobster Boy. Mike, China has started testing nukes again. Everybody needs to get right with God. Whatever religion, it's coming. You know what it is Pakistan's been testing nukes too instead of testing for Kobi. A lot of nukes lately in Pakistan. I don't know if North Korea, that banana there, is going to do anything about it, or if that banana in North Korea is going to do anything like that, because it usually does this kind of crap around this time. And if China's testing nukes, I know China was testing underwater drones. In the South India Sea. And it's south... Okay. In the ocean, south of India. The country, not the ocean. Not the Indian Ocean. South of India, 10 miles off the coast. There was Chinese drones there. They're saying they're surveying the bottom of the ocean floor, looking for treasure or something like that. Or studying coral. Let me get someone on the show. I'm getting tired of talking here. Let me see. Oh, Evan's not here. Where's Evan? Evan, I hope he didn't get arrested. Let's get David on the show. He wants to talk to me.
Hello?
David,
Oh, hey, Mike.
how are you, my brother?
Good. Wait, are you sure you're Mike? Because, what did you do to him?
Am I who?
I'm just joking. That was a bad joke.
Oh, I didn't catch it though. So, anyways,
Okay.
this is David, our long time follower here on the show. And so, what's going on, buddy? I know you're of Chinese descendants. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to be like bad when I'm putting out some of these videos, kind of
No,
calling out.
no, no. I get that. I get that. That's fine. That's fine. I'm cool. I'm cool with it. So.
No, but I'm not trying to bash. You know what I mean. I'm just
No,
very.
no, no. Yeah. I know, I know. Because like, there's a difference between the Chinese people and the government. So
Right, the
obviously,
communist.
you're not trying to bash the Chinese people. They're like ordinary citizens. They have nothing to do with this, the coronavirus outbreak. They're like the victims too.
They're the victims. And I know we talked about this in private before, how we discussed about how people getting taken away into the back of trucks and ladies screaming. Dude, ever since I saw that, I had trouble sleeping.
Right.
I had trouble sleeping watching that kind of stuff. And that's why, they, you know what I mean, right? They persecute you. They look down on you. If you're religious, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And man, do I hate that. I hate that so much. And the people that are bringing a lot of the money here, a lot of them are crooked. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like big money. I'm talking about corporate money, right?
Yeah, they have like fake corporations and in order to buy those properties. So.
Yeah. It's scary, but it's true. So,
Right.
how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have Kobe, so that's good.
No, I know you don't have COVID, but are you okay? Are you doing okay? Is everything going good?
It's not too bad, but it's like this whole like lockdown. Like today, I think I saw Stefan Molyneux's video. It's like China committed crime, but everyone else is under house arrest.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch the video, but I saw the title. I know what it was, what it was going to be about. I didn't really want to spend the time to watch it, but I know that like we're paying the price for China's mistake. So yeah, so it's out there, and
I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you, man. I'm feeling you. So I got the article here that you sent us. JP Morgan profit plunges 69 points as bank braces for loan.
69%. 69%.
69 points, yeah. It's
Okay,
69%. Yeah, I sometimes I say points. That's
Okay. Oh, okay.
yeah. And sometimes you know how you say interest? Like when you're paying interest on the dollar? Sometimes I say undercurrent.
Okay.
Sometimes I say juice. And sometimes I say VIG, VIG.
Or rent on the mortgage or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I call it VIG.
Okay.
Yeah, or interest rates. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not used to that kind of like.
Oh, come on, man! You've been watching my show for so long.
I know.
Okay, so this is a big deal. This is the biggest since 2008. Did you read this thing?
What thing?
This article you sent me.
Oh yeah. But I just glanced through it. I didn't really read it like in detail. I just saw like.
Well, here's the key sentence in this whole thing. Ready?
Yeah.
The bank set aside $8.29 billion for bad loans.
That's right.
That's probably not even 7% of the reserve of what they have out there. I don't think that's even 5% to cover.
I don't know.
I'm kind of betting on this. I just think it's not even going to be 5%, because that's how much they're deleveraged here, these banks.
Yeah.
So how long do you see this thing going on for?
You mean like the bad loans?
No. This whole COVID thing. When do you think we're going to get back to normal?
Well, I don't know. Let's listen to what Doug Ford has to say, because I'm in Ontario and apparently there's like.
Oh, I don't care what those guys have to say. I want to know what you think. You're living there. You see it every day. What do you think?
Probably until the end of June.
Okay, end of June sounds sweet. Yeah,
I see it.
That sounds sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like it would work. Yeah, end of June. Yeah. Okay, that's not.
I want to share with you. Like all the way back in 2003, like SARS outbreak. I was in China and I was in elementary school at the time.
Okay.
And the good thing was that SARS did not reach the city I was in. I was in Wuxi at the time.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, Wuxi is a city that's 2 hours west of Shanghai if you go by train.
Oh, that's like Farm City.
Kind of, but now it's like modern. They have like subway system.
Okay,
That's what I
okay.
heard. I haven't been back for like a decade and a half, I think. But
Okay.
yeah. But so what happened was that yeah, SARS was going on, but it was business as usual. But back in elementary school at the time, our homeroom teacher did everything they could to prevent any sort of like infection. So what they did was they spread like one of those disinfectant that smells like vinegar. I don't know what it's called in
Yeah, it's kind of like some. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those disinfectant. They spray on the desk and they disinfect the floor, the boards, and everything. So they did everything they could to prevent the outbreak. But like it was business as usual, and so just a little bit of my experience.
Do you think, in your opinion, from living through that, do you think, in your opinion, that they're over exaggerating in Ontario, or you think they're doing the right thing?
Um, I think they're doing the right thing, just in that they're trying to prevent like, but like it's already too late for them to like prevent COVID from getting into the province. But I think they're doing the best they can to slow down the spread. That try to flatten the curve. They're doing the best, but I don't know.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm going to let you go. Come back on Mike in the
Okay.
Night and give us a story.
Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have the time though.
Oh, come on. I thought we were friends. What are you doing? You're on lockdown. I'm just breaking.
Okay.
I'm just breaking you, buddy.
I don't know, but it's like, right, because
You're doing good. You're doing good. I know. I know you're a little nervous. That's fine. You're doing good, buddy. Don't
it's
worry.
like, well, I don't really have a lot to share. Like, the guys on your show, I think they have a lot more to say. I'm more of a student here on your.
Okay, fine. Fine. All
I
right.
don't know.
We'll keep in
I'm
touch.
sorry to disappoint. Yeah, okay.
Well, you
Sure.
call me anytime, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
God
Okay.
bless. Bye.
All right. Thank you.
That's our man, David. And he went through that whole virus thing when SARS hit in his province in China. And they did everything possible to stop it from spreading, right? So that's good. He's got experience with this. Like, experience I have is like different stuff. I've never been in the midst of a pandemic till now. I have experiences of being in a pile of hurricanes. I've been through so many hurricanes. I've been through like weird stuff, like an earthquake in Mexico when I was in Mexico. I lived in Mexico for like 2 years, right? Okay, we already got that. All right, where are we here? Downward spiral, universities. Okay, we covered that in Australia. Again, fears for the future of Australian universities with the widespread of job losses and cutbacks expected due to plunge in the number of foreign students during COVID. Again, Australia has its economy based on foreign students. The locals, kind of pricey to get an education. Quali likely to be the worst affected by the UK COVID job losses. And wow, yeah, more than 53,000 to 94,000 jobs in aviation reliant Sussex town at risk, warrants a think tank. So aviation is getting more than 53,000 jobs are classified as vulnerable and very vulnerable in Crawley. About 94,000 in the area. About 18% of jobs are in aviation compared with 1% on the average across other big towns and cities. Yeah. So that is from the UK. And UK economy should shrink by 35% with 2 million job losses, warns OBR. Unemployment could hit 10% by the end of spring, with public borrowing rising the fastest since World War II. So the United Kingdom is in, it's on the brink. They're on the brink right now. Britain's economy could shrink by 35 points. See, now in England, at least they're realistic. They're saying, hey, man, this is going to drop like 35 points, I say. They're like, yeah, man, listen, Holmes, we got to do something about this, Holmes. He's like, okay, I say, listen to me, all right? So this is what they're going to do. So they're actually realistic, 35 points. You go to Ontario, oh, economy is going to drop 4% because of this. No, it's going to drop like 40%. So Tig Nim in the house saying, solid. All we could do is ride it out. Mike, Antonio saying, Mike, 30% of millennials are part of the gig economy now out of work. Yeah, or the fire economy. Real estate, insurance, all that stuff. Construction, all that crap. And that's why they want to make sure construction is mandatory. It's Timothy. Hello?
Hey, Michael. Mike.
How are you, my brother?
Oh, chest is still sore, but what can you do?
Are you feeling better, though? Are you sleeping better?
Yeah, everything else is better.
Yeah.
I do diazepam. Everything else is better. It's just my chest.
Okay, guys, people tuning into the show, this is our man, Timothy. You're, what, 30 miles west of Sydney?
Yeah, something like that.
He's about 30 miles west of Sydney, and he believed he was contracted the COVID-19 virus. He was having a lot of troubles breathing. He went to the hospital and asked them to get tested, and he was having bad fever. He couldn't breathe, and they told him they refused to test him because they told him that he hasn't been overseas. So he's been calling into the show every week, giving us an update on his prognosis, and I'm happy to hear you sound way better than the last Mike in the Night.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm so happy to hear.
I've got a tip for you for trends in the housing market.
Go ahead, sir.
If you go to Google, and you type in a street address of a house,
Yeah.
in Australia anyway, and you go to realestate.com, you can track the sales history of the house and what it's last sold for.
Yeah, a lot of that's a lot of public knowledge that's out there, and I kind of stay away from that on the show because I've already had people threatening to sue me for publishing their addresses and stuff. But that is public knowledge. Yeah, you could legally, especially if you're going to invest in real estate, you could legally find out.
That's what I was doing. I was doing that. I was going into suburbs and going page after page and seeing what they last sold for and that, and seeing if they were dropping.
Are you seeing now from being west of downtown Sydney? There, are you seeing prices?
I wasn't checking Western Sydney. I was checking Queensland.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you noticing prices dropping from your checking it out?
In Queensland, when I last checked, they were. When I was looking at like Townsville and stuff, they were dropping.
Okay. So
I think I was looking at Townsville, but I was looking at parts of Queensland and they were dropping because Queensland's in a lot of debt.
Oh, big time. They have, I don't know, like 5 layers of pensions there.
Yeah, I went to the Commonwealth Games in 2018 up there. Mm-hmm. I watched the gymnastics. That was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool place, Queensland.
Yeah. Yeah. I should visit Australia sometime. If I'm allowed there, if I'm allowed in that country. I've been talking about their housing and exposing it for so many years. And
yeah, love it.
You know how many people have messaged me from your country to tell me, Mike, man, if it wasn't for you, I was going to buy like 6 months ago. I'd be in this Kobi mess right now.
Well, when I was in high school back in 2006, you could get houses in a place called St. Clair, which is in Western Sydney, for like 300 grand, 400 grand, and now they're like $1 million.
$1 million bucks, yeah. It's like people's wages went up 2,000% to offset it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the problem. That's the problem. Wages do not keep up with inflation, and because wages do not keep up with inflation, guess what? We go broke.
You've heard of Martin North?
Yes, I heard of that man. He does discusses
analytics. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, he's a good guy. I've seen him a few times. I seen him a few years ago. I've seen a couple of things he put up a few years ago. Yeah. But yeah, I know maybe I go out and visit Australia sometime. All right. Timmy, I'm going to let you go. You sound great. Listen, call in on Trends in the Mike in the Night this Saturday, okay?
Definitely.
Hey, find something out that's something secretive. Like something going on in your town or something going on with governments. And try and see if you could find something.
Yeah.
Okay, you'll be our MI5 now, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Timothy, you
All
sound
right.
good.
Cheers, mate.
Stay strong. God bless you.
You too, mate.
Bye. That's our man, Timothy, and I felt bad for him that he was feeling really sick. Oh, man, if you go back 3 Mike in the Nights, that guy sounded like he was on life support. I don't know if anybody else in the comments remember. And then the week after, he was a little bit better. The last week, he was way better. And today, he sounds like his chest hurts when he breathes, only because his chest is bruised. I remember I had a cough for like 2 weeks, like 2 years ago. Man, and it hurt when I breathed. It hurt when I laughed. It's scarred. It takes time to heal, right? Yeah, Craig Cook says, sounding good, Tig. Jesse Flores saying, cheers, mate. Yeah, I know. Troll not saying WHO downplayed this for 2 months. I know. MI5 over the CPP, the Kobi. LOL. It was on the news. All right, so UK economy going to shrink. Ooh, the Truth just sent me $1 Canadian. Thank you so much. I'm going to add a shot of whiskey to this coffee, man. Let me get my lemon water here. Wow, we did a lot of... we've done quite a bit here in the last hour. We got quite a few guests on. We got everything rolling here in the last hour. Good. We're doing good. Okay, let's see what we can get on the show here. Buddy from Japan. I thought I saw him earlier. I thought I saw Buddy from Japan a little bit earlier here, waving at me. All right, so the UK economy. Merry Christmas. Let's move on. Kobi drives record U.S. job losses amid economic shutdown. We all know this. This is not like hidden agenda, but we know this. We know what's going on. And it's not looking good. Another 5 million unemployed claims could be tallied, but the job loss trend may be peaking. Dave Sabrini, love you, bro, from Kelowna, $5.49. Wait a minute, Kelowna? That's like an hour. That's like 80 miles from me, 70 miles. Dave Sabrini, I love you too, buddy. Sent me $5.49 Canadian. That's like 80 miles from me, literally 80 miles from Kelowna. The Truth just sent me another $1. Now I got enough money to get to downtown Detroit now. I got enough gas money. Gas is cheap right now. So boxing creates confidence, saying when you put on the toupee back, remember, butt hair makes a good mullet. I don't know. All right. Okay, fake Kevin Thompson's back. Thank God he's here. I don't know what we do without that guy in the comments. Okay, another 5 million unemployment. We got this already. Weekly job claims to be released on Thursday is expected to show that another 5 million filed for unemployment benefits, bringing the total over to 22 million in just a month. 22 million. Look at them handing out pamphlets like they do in Canada at the airports. Some economists say that the unprecedented surge in unemployment claims could be peaking. Stay-at-home orders and unprecedented shutdown. Guys, we'll be covering more of Kobi and what's happening psychologically to people. Our great leader here. Our great leader, JT, is here. Our great leader. Record 1 million job losses in March, says StatsCan. This is Canada's great leader. And here's the StatsCan report right here. Anthony just sent me $5 Canadian. Keep up the good work. Grab another coffee on me, Mike. Yes. Thanks for your support, guys. Ooh, look at Employment Canada. There they are, above 0%. Yeah, we're getting a few jobs. Kaboom. Unemployment rate, 7.8%. Employment rate, 58.5%. Participation rate, 63.5%. Numbers unemployed, 1.5 million. Number working, 18 million. Youth, 15 to 24. Unemployment rate, 16%. That's huge. These people need to be working at that age, especially when they get out of high school and stuff. And Canada lost more than 1 million jobs in March. We know this already. All right, let's close this. Let's go over the stocks here. What's happening? Australian markets are open for another 2 hours and 49 minutes. Oil is still above $20, just at $20. Australian dollar's taking a beating to the American dollar, floating at 62 cents. Gold is still sitting at 1,743, up $3 overnight. And what else we got? The Nikkei is getting its pants kicked in. So is the Hang Seng getting its pants kicked in. All right. I got a couple other articles here. I think this is it here. All right. So let's see who we got. We got to get Anthony on the show, too. Elizabeth needs to come on the show once. Maybe Mike in the Night. She's more of a Mike in the Night girl. Money is rolling. What? Money is rolling. What? We probably lost more than 1 million jobs. Yeah, says Canadian girl. Canada needs a lot of work, but there is good people. Toby Cooper said, no, Canada's a good place to live. TT in the house, Terry Tony in the house. Hi, Mike in the nights. Well, it's trends in the housing market tonight. Mike in the nights, Saturday nights, guys. Anyways, it's time to do a channel plug real quick, guys, before we get into more stuff and get our next caller on. Let's see if we can get a hold of STP. I got to get his reaction to what's happening with the Kevin Thompson in the comment section. So let's go over here. Quick channel plug. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. I want to thank all my Super Chat supporters for being there for me tonight. All right, guys. Don't forget, guys, upcoming shows. We got Mike in the Night this Saturday. The title of the show is called In the Veil of the Night. That's a big one this Saturday, 8 p.m. on Saturday Pacific time. Trends in the housing market next Wednesday. Don't forget. Mike in the Night, The Riddle. That one's from 2 weeks from now. We got a special guest calling in from... The Crow sent me $1. The Crow sent me $1. Message deleted by Solid Extra. I don't know why people are deleting messages. I don't know why people are deleting messages. Anyways. Mike in the Night, The Riddle. That one is a good one. That one, I got somebody from a couple of islands off the coast of Western Ireland. That's going to give us a little bit of insight on what's happening. We got trends in the housing market the week after. Guys, don't forget to set your reminder for Mike in the Night. My eyes are so cloudy I can't see you. That's a big one. And then Mike in the Night testing out theories on, that's May 9th. Yeah, 2020. Testing out theories. All right, guys. Again, if you want to pick up something from the show, go ahead and pick up something cool here in the... I got the whole Mike in the Night towel. Mike in the Night towel looks good. The chicks love this towel. Look at this. This is so good. Dude. That's I'm not even going to use this towel. It's so nice. The quality is like HQ quality. And if you want to donate $1 a month, go ahead and buy me coffee on Patreon. All links, or you can send me a tip in PayPal. All links are located on top here, guys. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. All right, let's go back to the show. Let me see if I can get... I'm Ashima, happy to chat on the show. We got Craig. Let's get Craig on the show first real quick from New Zealand to give us an insider look on what's happening outside of Auckland.
Mike.
Craig, how are you, my brother?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, I saw your message. I'm like, yeah, let's give you... So what's going on, buddy? Are you still in lockdown or are you working?
Yeah, no, we're still in lockdown till it's Thursday our time, Thursday afternoon. And we're here on Monday.
Also,
Monday our time.
The great leader Jacinta is going to let you know Monday if you could go out or not.
Yes, our great comrade.
Okay. So
Great comrade Jacinda.
so now give us a little backtrack right now where you're at. Was your area hit with a lot of foreign investing, a lot of money pouring in, or was it just?
Oh yeah, talking about the housing market. Yeah, the whole country really.
Really?
New Zealand's. Oh yeah, New Zealand's quite a small economy. So probably from 1987 when they deregulated the banking industry.
Right.
So it went from, if you wanted to get a mortgage, it would take about 3 weeks. They'd look at your savings history and they check your work history, and to get a job, and houses would cost about 100,000. And then they deregulated it, so it went to the stage where the banks were just giving away free money, and if you've got money, we'll give everyone a loan. And so in the 90s, the cost of housing in Auckland went from about 100,000 to about 600,000.
So yeah, from 100,000 to 400,000 or 500,000. When did you see that transition? Was it in the early 2000s or?
No, it started in the 90s, and then it went up again in the 2000s.
So you telling me the New Zealand housing market's been in a bull market for like 25 years?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And one of the things about New Zealand is because it's such a small economy, anytime the economy starts to slow down a bit, what they do is they just open the borders up.
Okay, and then they bring in a bunch of money.
Yeah, they're bringing a bunch of money, a bunch of foreigners, and that's great for the economy. But the local guy just slowly, keeps getting pushed down.
Ooh. Yeah, the local's finished. We like the New Zealand, the Kiwi proper's finished. What are they still offering those first-time home buyer loans like they were offering to get the New Zealand proper in the markets, or they gave up on that?
No, they've really given up on that. And my understanding now is it's harder to get credit, and the bank's getting a lot tighter.
Well, yeah, for sure. They're going to have to do something because they deleveraged on so many so much bad debt out there. I don't even know. I don't know if you remember the article I read about 8 months ago that the Prime Minister was asking banks to keep at least 50% in reserve.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 50% in reserve? Are you out of your mind? They're lucky if they get 12% in reserves for bad debt.
We had another thing here too, Mike. In the early 90s, they came out with contracts. They changed the law. It used to be if you went to work and you were in the union would negotiate your wages. Then they changed the law to where you have an individual contract with the employer.
Mm-hmm.
So that, obviously dropped the wages.
Okay, so I was looking at some statistics. I don't know if they're right, but apparently adjusted to inflation, wages in New Zealand haven't gone up in like 32 years. They do go up, but they don't go up to hedge against inflation. So they're always a couple of points behind inflation, and wages haven't gone up dramatically in the last 25, 30 years. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. And you really notice it in things like food. I mean, it's not just housing, like food. Probably the last 5 to 8 years, cost of food has just doubled. $100 will get you a banana box food. So if, like for yourself with your family, you would be looking at $250, $300, and that's basic food.
Oh, like Mickey Mouse stuff, like nothing major, like steak and like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you want to have steak and bacon and eat proper, you're looking at $300 or $400 a week.
Wow. That for you, for the Kiwi proper or New Zealand proper, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, the average wage is around 50 to 70K. So yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but you still have to pay. You still have to pay your taxes on your labor.
Yeah, they take that out at source.
Right.
So before you get paid, they take it out at source. And then when you go to the shop and buy your food, you pay GST on that. And then when you go and fill your car up to get your petrol, you're paying, I think it's about $1.20 a litre in gas, which is 1 litre is about 3 gallons or 2.5 gallons.
Yeah, there's 3.5 liters to 1 U.S. gallon.
Oh, there you go. And our gas now is around $1.80 a litre. It's come down.
Okay.
But it was pushing up $2.30 in the good times.
Oh, 230. Yeah, I remember that people were commenting. It's like $50 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, I got a pack today, $30. So I know it's bad.
Oh, so you're doing okay. Australia's $50.
Yeah, we're not far behind. Australia's very, very similar to us, although their unions are a lot stronger. So their workers are a bit more protected.
Mm-hmm.
They generally, Australia, it's quite common knowledge. If you go to Australia, do the same job, you get anything from 30 to 40% more in your pay.
That's good. That's good.
Mm.
Let me ask you, I know you guys, your dairy was hit really hard. I know a lot of Chinese companies bought up a lot of your dairy farms. Have you been updated with that on what's going on? Do you know?
Oh, no, I haven't, but they did buy a lot here. They bought a lot. Because I think the old farmers wanted to sell out, and obviously the locals can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's why. But that has to go to a Commerce Commission. They have to sign it off in Parliament to say they can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's been going on for quite a while too, really since the early '90s, and they've sold off. Like yourself in Canada, they've sold off. All the infrastructure kind of, power and water and all these kind of things. And just something that will give you a kind of idea of where it was and where it is. My dad built a house in the 1970s,
Mm-hmm.
brand new, like quarter acre, which is about 1,000 square feet.
Right.
And I think it cost him $20,000.
Oh, to build that house today, $600,000.
To build that house today, about $1 million.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. I'll
Yeah, because you pay about 600. You wouldn't get much change just buying a bit of land for that. So
yeah.
yeah.
Wow. It's gotten
Just
so
to
bad.
just to give you an idea where it is. And he was making about 40,000 in the 80s.
That's a lot of money in the 80s. Actually, you could actually own a cottage and a house and 2 cars and put your kids through school in the 80s.
Yeah, well, he's a hard-working man. He's a good man, good family man. So, he's always worked hard, done extra schooling and things like that at night. So
that's good. That's good to hear.
But we're okay. Like as bad as it is, we just try and get on and do what we can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, brother.
You do get to a point, like I've got to a point where you say, well, yeah, I just can't think about that too much. I'll try and just get on and do what I can because it's just too negative. I can't live in that negative space. It's really not healthy. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. This Mike in the Night, we're going to be talking about potential investments, unemployment, how to psychologically motivate yourself into a positive light type of thing,
Yeah. No, it's a good show. I'm really enjoying it. It's good to see a bit of humor coming in too.
Yeah, we need that once in a while. You know what I'm saying? All you have to say is that Prince's name, and then it just get a bowel movement and I have to fart.
Great.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's about all I've got for you. But
no problem, Craig. Keep your eyes and ears open there, and just keep us informed on what's happening in New Zealand.
Oh yeah, the other thing is, like I've told you, now they've closed the borders here, which is a big deal. We're very much like Australia, so we're very peered to Australia. We keep an eye on what happens there. We are very tied to China, but also Australia would be our biggest market, export market, and tourism market, or maybe on par with the Chinese, obviously. So when they go down, we go down, and when they go up, we go up. So that's we do keep an eye on it. We are concerned about it, and it's good to hear Tuka getting better.
Mm-hmm. Good.
All right. Well,
All right.
I'll keep listening. I'll get my coffee. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. God bless you, Craig.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay,
Talk
bye.
again.
Talk soon.
Bye.
So that is Craig from down in New Zealand. And sorry, guys, I'm reading the comments here as we speak. There's like 30 things I'm on the handle here at the same time. monitoring to make sure everything is going good. All right, we got Lord Humongous. I want to get him on. I really want to get him on Mike in the Night to give us. We got to get him over to the Denver airport to find out that underground facility there for Mike in the Night. We got to send him out. I'll get him a press badge that says Mike in the Night, press badge. They'll look at it and say, who the hell is Mike in the Night? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jake has a pretty interesting background too. He who's in the comments there. All right, let's keep fast forwarding here. Let's keep going forward as we discuss 40 arrested in Vancouver for commercial break-ins amid COVID-19 outbreak. Again, more and more businesses being broke in. The good news, I mean, if you want some good news, that home residences haven't been broken into, which is a good thing. All right, let's start with here. Indoor gyms and fitness facilities to close. 40 arrested, we got that. Home building slows in Canada due to COVID, TD Economist says. Will COVID burst Canada's real estate bubble? Odds are low. Woo! So now, organized real estate is trying to say now, oh, it might blow the market up, COVID. So let's see if we can get our man Steve the plumber on the show to give us Papa Piss is saying, Mike, check for houses in Alberta. Nobody home. So let's hopefully Steve... I talked to him yesterday. He said he was going to call me today. So it looks like we have a free Supreme candidate, a fake Supreme candidate because there's no wrench beside his name. Looks like it's a fake one. A lot of people making fake accounts here, man. What's going on, man? Christopher says, your prime minister looks like a horse. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about Jacinta Ardern from New Zealand? Are we talking about Scotty Morrison from Australia? Are we talking about old Boris there? What's the last name? In the UK? Are we talking about Canada? Guys, I don't know what's with the fake accounts tonight spamming the channel. Yeah, once you feed a bear, it keeps coming back. Will COVID-19 burst Canada's real estate bubble? Odds are low. For now, says Remax. Oh, I just love organized real estate. I love it. And we're going to sell you this house for $1.4 million. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Then I could show you what you could buy in West Palm Beach for $200,000. And then you kind of see what you get in there. All right, so we got people here. Double Dash is saying, I'm not fake. No, you've been here for a while. All right, let's keep moving on here. What we got going on? Landlord's $30,000 damages claim against tenant to get second look by residential tenancy branch. A landlord is getting another chance to pursue a former tenant for $30,000 large in damages to rental property. Oof. It was in considerable disrepair. He filed an application with the RTB for $17,000 in compensation. Wow, $30,000 it was amended. What kind of, who the hell's going to rent a place and trash it that bad? Airbnb parties are good. Airbnb, people partying at Airbnbs. Woo! Oh, yeah.
I love China.
People I'm going to get so rich off Airbnb, I'm going to rent this place out. Man, they've been having Airbnb parties until this stupid COVID thing took off. So we got Overpower Lord 1984 in the house. Okay, let's keep moving on. 106,000 American clean energy jobs were lost in March. The industry lost 3% of its workforce in March, erasing the entire jobs growth of 2019. A report projects that without taking action, 500,000 more jobs will be lost. These are all private sector jobs. These are the private sector jobs that fund our public sector. We keep losing these jobs. We won't have garbage men and policemen anymore, or we'll probably have policemen, but they're going to be more militarized if that happens. Kobi spread, economy lost 701,000 jobs in March, breaking the 10-year string of gains. Wow, 10-year string of gains. Wiped out in 2 months. Wow. Look at these people on the market floors just crying. The U.S. lost 701,000 jobs in March, breaking a remarkable string of uninterrupted payroll gains the past decade and revealing just the leading edge of the COVID-triggered hurricane that upending America's economy and labor market. Oh. Google data hints coronavirus may trigger a U.S. housing market crash. Yep. Google data. Housing market cannot ignore rising unemployment. That's one thing we've been talking about here for a while now. Even Evan, the market guy, was been talking about this for a long time now. I hope those guys are okay. They're usually online watching. I know, I think Gary Medeiros is still watching. I'm not sure who's still watching. Fed alone can't stop the U.S. housing market crash. Yeah, no, that's not going to fly. You know that. You know that's not going to fly. You need more private sector jobs to help the economy. Empty buildings across the U.S. now housing COVID patients for homeless and first responders. That's really good. Empty buildings, use them. Back to this article. 3D tours, remote signings, how COVID is changing home buying this spring. So remote tours. U.S. housing market got off on a strong start in 2020, but it's plummeting as the COVID pandemic grips the country. The COVID-driven U.S. housing market crash could be worse than in 2008. It definitely will be worse than 2008 because a lot of people had some decent paying jobs, right? Because housing isn't nowhere near expensive as the cost of a house in Australia or Canada or the United Kingdom. UK farmers forced to fly in pickers from Romania to fill jobs during COVID crisis. So they got to get Romanian workers to come in. UK tech job vacancies fall 31% in less than 4 weeks. So tech jobs are falling off the curb here. COVID, house prices set to tumble 13% over the next 12 months. That's in the UK. UK houses sales will collapse in 2020 as market goes into deep freeze, says study. Australia to lose jobs at its fastest pace since 2003. Can the Aussie maintain its uptrend? I don't think so. A downward spiral as COVID spins Australian universities into economic crisis. That's a big deal. COVID versus Australian housing market. So, and for the longest time, they have been wrong. And I don't mean 70% of the time or even 50%. Try 0 for 10 times. That's for people that thought the end was near and have been dead wrong. Well, no, if you're funneling in laundered money, it's not going to go anywhere. Ashima saying the Nexus fuzz up numbers. Don't believe the made up reports. Fake Kevin Thompson saying that's the real Supreme. Tig Nim saying, I thought about leaving unlocked, but I don't want to risk further damage. Yeah, we got some spammers in the thing, guys. Just, you know, if you, I'll just alert me. I'm trying to run the show here. People are trying to sabotage the channel all the time. Australian homes on the line. We know that. A lot of people facing homelessness now. Oh, it's the great leader of Australia. Australia had rent control in wartime. War on Kobi demands the same response. New Zealand jobless rate could hit 13% even if lockdown ends next week, model suggests. New Zealand leader. Oh, they say the great leader of Australia. New Zealand. The great leader of New Zealand, Jacinta Ardern, takes 20% pay cut due to COVID virus. There she is right there. The great leader of New Zealand. She's taking a pay cut. COVID-19 RIS data shows property market at a 9-year low. That's in New Zealand. And we got property prices likely to fall, but how much is the big unknown, experts say. And good may come out of the downturn in the real estate industry. Well, that will get the locals back into the markets, right? They've been trying so hard to get the locals back into the markets, they just can't afford to get back into any markets. So we got fake Kevin Thompson in the comments saying, calling all renters. Yeah, Toby Cooper's got it right. Markets are driven by psychology now. So we got, I'm just reading the comments, guys. So if you're listening to this on playback while you're jogging, sorry about the awkward silence. Let's get
Yes.
a little bit Donald in there. Let's see who we could get on the show. I want to get Steve on because I really wanted to, because he had some really cool stuff.
People think I'm controversial, but the truth is, I'm a nice guy.
Okay. All right. So what's happening in the markets here in Australia? Gold sitting $5 up at 17.45. Oil's barely 57 cents above, 44 cents above $20 mark. You might see a rebound tomorrow in oil. Not too sure. But man, all the markets are down. The Nikkei's down. The Hang Seng's down quite a bit, actually. The DAX is down 416. The Dow closed. The Dow still closed. It's going to probably open on a loss again. Whew. Craig Cook loves China, so let me get this for Craig Cook out here.
I love China.
All right. Let's see who we get on the show. Let me just see here. I think Ashima was in the comments. I don't know. I don't know what her deal is, but let's see. So we got a fake Supreme Cannon spamming the channel. Goodbye. I got the glasses, guys. I got the big boss glasses. Man, I hope Steve's okay, man. He's usually listening to the show or in the comments or something, but I hope he's not in trouble, man, for being on the show. Let's get Lord Humongous in real quick for a plug to find out what's going on in his neck of the woods. I'm getting a weird loop there. Close that off. Ooh, Globetrotter mic is on. Let me see who else is available. Shima's calling in. Hi!
Hi, Mike.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Just let me lower the volume here. So, here we go. Yeah, so what's happening?
Nada. I saw you in the comments a few times. There's a lot of how do you say, fake comments, a lot of fake accounts in there, eh?
I don't, actually, I don't know how these are assigned by you, right? These people, your, what you call your...
The moderators, yeah. But the problem is, the problem is there's so many fake accounts being made
Oh gosh.
And they're copying some of their regulars on the show, and we know which ones. You know what I'm saying?
Oh gosh.
So,
Oh, that's sad.
so tell
Now
us
that's
what's new.
my
What's going on?
Mike. I've been. I spoke with. I spoke with our good man, your friend, Steve.
Steve the plumber,
Steve
yeah.
the plumber. Yeah, and I've been talking to him also. I spoke to him once. I saw an article firstly on the Vancouver, the city of Vancouver going bankrupt. You remember? You put it
Yes.
on and I. So what do they do with these bonds? You know, they have these muni and the city bonds because I was looking at the bonds. They have them listed. You know, I get a list of the bonds currently, and I saw there was a Vancouver. There's so many bonds: Vancouver, Montreal, and Laron, whatever bonds. What's going to happen to them if they go bankrupt?
You know
So
what's
you
going
think
to happen is, to be honest with you, it's illegal to go back. It's illegal for a city to go bankrupt.
so the central bank is going to bail them out. That's why the central
Our
bank is
tax
buying
money, the people who left that city, like, and said good riddance with Vancouver, are going to be paying for it to keep going.
Yeah, so China is buying every country.
Yes.
So they just recently got a bank in India, one of the Chinese bank, and there was a big hula hoop, and everybody's been complaining about it. So they're allowing China to buy out Canada. Let it be. I am not going to buy. I spoke with Steve, and he told me the same thing, and I just wanted his opinion. I like to brainstorm. So I was just quietly listening to him, and he said the same thing. You know, the prices over here, you put your money down, and Mike, it's not, it's not just a few thousand houses. Many houses, like a 5,000 probably in Ontario, are going to go for sale as soon as the court opens. But the problem is, if you see the March stats, the CREA report or whatever, they are saying that the market is gone up high in March. So, like, first of all, there's something which I want to know. Why do we allow the banks to give us mortgages without sending their assessor? First of all, we should have the assessment of the house done, not
That
a
was
proper finance,
deregulated, Ashima.
and then give the bid for these houses.
Okay, Ashima, up until 1991, that was law. And then they actually removed that, actually. And then now you could actually buy a property without getting it assessed, or as long as you're paying for it free and clear.
Yeah, so I'm not a fool. I'm never going to do it. So I believe, and I know they'll probably see, I don't want to flag your channel. David Icke is being flagged off, right? You know, on YouTube. It's all over the YouTube. Because everybody knows these banks are all governed by Rothschilds or Wells Fargo's or, all these big guys, JP Morgans and, Rockefellers. So we have to understand, we don't see the books of the banks. Even if we do, we don't know who the real board members are.
You know,
And
Ashima, my dream is?
Yeah.
To go through some of the like files, bank files of gains, growths, deleverages, loans, bad loans, good loans, A, B, C loans. I actually would like to sit down for 1 week and just pick through bank files and read some of the garbage they threw on there.
Actually, just go and work. First of all, there should be a law to segregate the banking, like the banking as in a daily banking and the investment banking arm of the banks. First of all, there should be a law to do that. And it is our money. If we are bailing out the banks and we are bailing out these companies, I want those people who are being bailed out to be accountable.
Hold on.
I have an ad on. Hold on. Just bear with me, Mike. Just call me back. I don't know how this ad has gotten into picture. Mike, call me back.
You want me to call you back?
Yeah, I got it. Now it's okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
So basically some ad opened up, pop up. I don't know if this happened.
Oh, were they trying to sell you a house?
Yeah, so everybody is wanting to sell their houses because eventually the banks want to be richer. So they don't want to assess these houses. They just want the prices to increase. Their money creation books by giving out loans, they just want to increase those. First of all, point number one, if they are bailing out the banks, which they are, Mike, they are really refinancing the banks. You think they're bothered about this money going to people? This is all a game. This is all a farce. Having people get this money in their SERB accounts. It's farce, Mike. It's a total hogwash.
Oh, we know that. That's what we've been forecasting this on the channel. What, we're on the episode 201.
It's a big carrot to keep our mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I refuse. That's what I tell people. I don't want to, and it's not just. I want to buy a house if it is reasonable. I don't want to buy something unreasonable and have my money going up the drains. It's to throw.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand, Ashima. I don't know, remember a year, 2 years ago, I kept saying to people, okay, I don't mind paying $1.2 million for a house if it's an 11 bedroom, 7 bathroom with a pool and a helicopter pad.
Absolutely. This is a basic 3-bedroom house, Mike.
1.2 million bucks.
So why are they bailing out everyone if they are not? Tell me, is it a debt jubilee? Are they bailing out those people who are declaring bankruptcies? No. Then why are they bailing out the banks? If a person individually cannot handle his finances, then how do they trust these cartel of bankers and mortgage brokers and real estate agents? Why are they bailing them out? And no one's speaking, Mike. Nobody's talking.
And you know what the funny thing is? A lot of people are going to pay for this that did not play the game, are going to, like you didn't play the game. I didn't play. A lot of people didn't play this game. And guess what? They're going to pay for it in the end.
So eventually that's that. And they are paying for it.
Every year we're going to pay for it too, even though we're not involved with this garbage.
I don't know where this black money stuff is coming out of, People like us who have more than decent jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I cannot afford it. My conscience does not allow me. Either I'm ancient or I don't agree with these principles, Mike. These are very, very bad principles. I don't know where they're heading the economy. So first of all, where is the productivity for it? If you're and the wages, if you're increasing productivity, increase wages. And if you're not increasing wages, where is the productivity? How can you pay people who are not being productive?
Well, remember back in around 1993, Canada basically closed immigration from Europe and started trending, getting off the construction thing and going towards more of a service industry or more service work. And from 93 onward, they started going more green service, more sell everything off to China. And that time in 93, they weren't selling it off to China. They were shipping all our jobs to Mexico in that time. I don't know if you remember. And
I love China.
And
Mexico.
So Mexico was getting all our jobs back in 93, 94. Then that started to change. And then everything just started to come down like a house of cards. And now it's gotten to a point because now we're not productive because we want to be green. We got to bring in more money. And then we keep bringing in more money. Guess what happens? The local people can't afford to keep up with the laundered money that's being brought into the country. And the locals get bought out of their own cities and they have to move to other cities. And then they jack up the prices in other cities. Like a lot of people in town hate me for living here because I came and bought a house. You know?
If they hate you, it's not your problem. Let them.
Yeah, but you're raising the price of housing. I'm like, well, I have to live somewhere.
Absolutely. And then who loves you? Our politicians don't. So I have to love myself. You have to work in your benefit. I have to do what I think is right. We have to love ourselves first and then go invest in these houses.
By the way, I'm using your Facebook picture.
Oh, I saw that. Okay, Mike, there's a lot happening, and I totally agree with what Lord Humongous
Yep.
has been saying about a war between the elites. This is actually happening. You see China, forget about China, let that be because it's not an oil producer. Look at the petrodollar war.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going up, right? Even though Trump talks about it. I like the Saudis. I like Russia. I spoke to them. They will sort it out. Have they sorted it out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oil took a big hit this morning. And this morning is 6:30 in the morning because the time difference, right?
So even if they've cut production, Trump said that they'll be cutting production. They have not cut production. Even if they have, oil is not going up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because no one's going anywhere. No one's buying gas. Nobody's flying anywhere anymore.
That is there as well, and then they want to play with the dollar. This is happening, but what is the final outcome? Why they want this?
What's the end game?
What's the end game? So it's gonna be they are gonna test US to it. And if you see the petrodollar, everything is in USD. So if they stop trading USD, stop trading petrol, who falls? Saudi doesn't.
Well,
Russia doesn't.
yeah,
US does.
yeah, you're right.
And they know it. So why are they stopping all these? Why are they having these military ships going on the east and west coast? I think there's something that's been is going on, which, and you know what Trump said? I don't have to tell you. Did you hear him yesterday? What did he say? I don't have to tell you the way he was talking to the reporters. I like that guy, and he might be whatever he is. I think he sounds genuine.
You know, okay, let me throw something out there. We talked about this. I think you called in on Mike of the Night, or I can't remember if it was last week. We discussed this, and I followed it up a day ago. China is still sending underwater drones 15 to 20 miles off the coast of India. And you know what China keeps saying? I read another article today about it. They're testing, or they're checking coral reefs off the coast of India. What the hell are they doing that for?
They're checking for submarines.
Oh, like sub-movement.
Yeah, submarines. Yeah, they are. 100% they are. Because India has submarines in that area. And all of the countries do. It's okay. We will know that.
But it's just weird that they would tell people that we're going to check the coral off the coast of India for 3 years.
That's it.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird what's happening there in Southeast Asia. So
everybody's so busy with this COVID situation. Nobody's bothered with what China's doing. Nobody's bothered. India's bothered. Okay, I'm not saying that we've let down defenses. I'm not saying, but just allowing China to rule the whole world.
It's the almighty dollar. Remember, we sold our jobs out in the 70s, 80s, and 90s up into the early 2000s. In return, we created a lot of service industry. That's great. We do lots of service in Canada. But the problem with that is we're no longer being productive, and we're not being productive.
Where's the productivity?
Average wage go nowhere.
The wage is going to go up. So they're calling these Chinese, which is okay. Everybody should be there, but just opening up borders and having people buying up houses for whatever prices they want to offer, I just don't know what regulation. And then they say the markets are regulated not to fall.
You know what I'm concerned about is just how we just sold ourselves out. Because, if you go to Mexico, you can't buy in Mexico. A lot of people say, yeah, Mike, my friend has a villa there. No, he doesn't. He has a lease, and he's never going to own that property. And he only owns the house that's on the land, but he never owns the land. So if you go to Mexico, it's almost impossible to buy unless you're Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And
you have to be that nationality to buy a house in that country.
Yeah, same thing with China. You go to China, Thailand, Laos, what's that other one? Vietnam, Cambodia. You can't go to Cambodia and buy a house, like a piece of land and a house for like 20,000 American dollars. They won't, you're not allowed to buy it.
Yep.
But in Canada, we just sell it right out, man.
Sold off. Because our leaders get votes from China. They fund the Chinese bank, the Asian China bank or whatever. You know how much money people gave to them? Check.
Yeah, I know Canada. I know Canada bailed out some big banks there or something. I don't know what they did, but they send a lot of our medical equipment there too.
Yeah. So I don't think these politicians have any say in all this. Actually, I think as Lord says, as Lord Humongous, right? No, I'm sorry. Does he say that? The war of the elites?
He said that a few times, and so did Supreme Canon.
Yeah, Supreme. My apologies. I think it's Supreme Canon. Yeah, it's Supreme Canon. Yeah, Supreme Canon. He's the one who's been saying that. So we have to eventually understand the world's being controlled.
That's correct.
These stock markets, even before, do not do anything. I tell people, when you know the markets, and the market is, you don't know how these people just change things. You think they didn't know COVID's coming? They knew everything. And they knew 100,000 deaths because that's what they said, right? They knew how many deaths in China. They had sources. They knew.
Oh, exactly. It's outrageous from what I've heard. I've had people message me from mainland. Well, I don't know how they're messaging me, but they're messaging me from parts of China telling me, yo, Mike, keep up the good work. A lot of Chinese are telling me, Mike, expose these people. They're all crooks. Like, holy crap.
That's a fact. So housing market is not there. The banks are not going to let it correct because I saw a few properties which are like power of states. but they are not selling below the market prices. The banks are not going below the market price.
Well, we'll see in 2 weeks. Only time could tell. Right now, it's time. Time is on our side, or is it against us? Is time on our side, Ashima, or is it against us right now? What do you think?
I think whatever will happen for the best. All we have to do is have a very strong willpower. Don't give in to these greedy pigs, I mean, like, that's what I feel. Don't give in to that greed inside. We all have two parts inside us. One is a strong and sound, and one is the greedy who wants to make a lot of money. Don't think about that greedy, but just make that person die. Just crush it. That's what I feel.
Well,
don't even want it.
I just wish, I just wish for transparency and for markets to be set on autopilot. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking governments to change water into wine. Leave the governments out of the housing markets. Leave the governments and create a better constitution to protect whatever land we have left. You know what I'm saying? Actually, do something right for the people instead of just selling us out under our feet and selling out our coal mines. Or what's going to happen? China will come in and start buying our electric companies. I think in Cuba, China already did a few bids to buy their water and electric system.
So did you hear Trump yesterday? He said that we bailed out these companies so that they could not be bought out. So China is going very aggressive. And here, and tell me something, if 2008 US really reset, why can't Canada do it?
And America just went on a 50% reset too. It wasn't a full reset either because they got bailed out. America was 50%.
Why can't housing be as competitive as it is in US? Why? What's the problem here?
Oh, Canada, it's the free health care. They make up these stories. Why, right? Oh, it's free health care.
When you try going to a doctor, they don't have, I'll tell you something. Go with the excruciating pain. I don't want to say this. They'll say, oh, what is it? We can't check. It's just something normal. It'll go away.
Yeah, they don't waste your... That's the healthcare we're paying for here, the free healthcare. I have a question for you in the comments from Percy A. is asking, hi, Mike, is Ashima from Canada, US, or Australia?
Absolutely Canada. I'm a Canadian.
Yeah, she's from Canada. She's Canadian proper.
Indian origin.
Yeah, but you're Canadian proper. You're like me. I'm Portuguese, but I live in Canada too, I'm
a Canadian, yeah. Absolute Canadian.
Good. So we got so I don't know, Ashima, like it's almost like we've been betrayed so badly. Will we ever get to American pricing? The markets won't allow it because they won't set it to autopilots. The second that markets get attached to average wage earner, not minimum wage, but average wage earners from 45 to 75,000 a year, the price of housing needs to go down 40 to 50% for it to be allowable for the average wage earner to get a starter home again.
Why, as CMHC, what is a job? They say that we regulate it. Why can't CMHC have their own assessor who sits above these banks and have things happen the right way? Why the banks have to really create money by giving loans all the time, and who gives them approval to do that?
We are. That's the sad part.
So we have to question like our money, our taxes, and we are being hit left, right, and center, and now center, right of center, left of center, everywhere, up or down, whatever. It's not good. It's really not good. And we have to think about a change, Mike. We really have to strongly think. Forget about our greed. What about humanity? Are we going to go do this to ourselves? I mean, like, how much is house going to go up to millions or what? Everyone will be paying such high taxes. Don't do it. I tell people, don't go bid for a house which is not worth that much because first of all, the taxes are going to go up. Either they're off the bonkers, they don't understand. And when I feel like buying something, I listen to you. I listen to your channel, and I keep myself grounded.
Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky you've been listening to me all this time? Because if you bought now with this Kobi, this would be a nightmare.
Absolutely. And then I keep on listening to you. Why can't I live in a house like what you did, far away, retire? I mean, I don't want to lose my deposit.
I understand. You don't want to put $100,000 down and then the house goes down 40% after.
And what about paying 1.2 million for a house? Is it worth it? For a 4-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house?
Nope. We got Caesar in the comments saying homes will drop by 50% by year end.
Yeah, because Chinese money is drained out. Nobody is going to buy. They themselves. You see, Japan has declared it. US has declared it. Everyone. But Trump is talking about it openly.
Well, he has to. You need somebody on the planet that's going to talk about it openly. Somebody on the planet needs to talk for the common person.
China.
And I believe me, Mike, I have gotten so fond of Trump. I have gotten so fond of him. There's something about him. He might be whatever he is, Mike. He's, believe me or not, but people might make memes of him or might criticize him, say he looks like a fool, but he talks genuine.
You know, a lot of people don't know this, but I met him. I actually met him in West Palm Beach.
Oh.
Many years ago. I think it was in 2005 or 6. I went to his sales, real estate sales show. You know those shows that they talk about selling and buying and real estate markets and stuff. I actually went to one of his shows in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
And he was speaking there for like 20 minutes, and then a couple other guys took over, and we got little booklets. It was really good. It was 2 days long. It was really good. I got a lot of information on markets and that's why, Ashima, I bring up and say, oh, look at this house in Toronto for $1.2 million. Let me show you what you could buy in Atlanta for $90,000,
Yeah, absolutely. Atlanta, Houston, everywhere. That area. You want to work in the energy sector, go Houston.
Yeah, go to Houston. Go. You don't have to go to Houston because it's too much population. Go to somewhere like a smaller city. You know what I'm saying? And you could do well, and it's cheaper.
200 can get you a very good house. 300, a good house.
It depends. 200 in a small city outside of Houston is too much money. That's like a lot of land and a decent sized house for 200. Like a lot of land.
Yeah. And Mike, but they say there's no inflation. Is there no inflation? Every year the housing prices go up. Isn't that the living cost going up? Aren't my taxes going up? What inflation? What they say there is deflation. It's not deflation. It's absolute inflation. If my taxes are going up, my cost of living is going up. If the cost of houses is going up, my cost of living is going up. Okay, because the rents go up.
But you forgot one important key. Your wages are not keeping up with the inflation. That's the problem we have today.
So who's finding these inflation numbers because the index is not correct? The CPI index.
It's those guys that work for the government that's doing that. You need an outsource. What Canada needs, what the people of Canada need to do is find an auditor. Okay, an auditor. They need to come in from Europe or something, from Germany. That's neutral. They come in and look at all our books and tell us where we are.
Not Germany. Germany is very much linked to England and
No. I'm talking about an auditor, like an auditing company, like an auditing company.
They'll pick the auditor.
Like an auditing company, like a private auditing company that has nothing to do with politics. They come in, they audit all our books, they audit everything that we've done in the last 10 years. Oh my God! The stuff that we'll find.
Do you know, nobody can find corruption in any of these government sectors? Do you know what happened 9/11? When the planes rammed into a Pentagon, they had trillions. There was a trillion. I don't know how many trillion, 2 or 3. Just check online.
Yeah, I remember this long time ago where they don't know what got wiped out. They don't know what happened, and nobody knows anything. They don't have a picture of the plane. They don't know what the plane looks like. You know what I'm saying?
There was actually an audit going on for those so many trillions. Do you know that time when Pentagon was striked, there was an audit going on in that section for that many trillions that was wiped off the books of Pentagon. So you think these governments are really accountable for what they say? They're not.
There's just too much Mickey Mousing going on. Again, the elites, the top. Now the elites are at war. They're saber rattling with each other, trying to see who's bigger and badder in the biggest bad guy in the playground. It's like a big prison.
Yeah, tell me why all these guys, Germany, France, Canada, UK, were all talking about Trump. Tell me why. And in the open, I mean, the mics could detect it. They were all bitching about Trump. I mean, we speak this on the channel, it's wrong. But what about Trudeau, Markle and Emmanuel, John, and these guys were all talking about Trump, right? All of them together in a group, hustled in a group, and the mics got it, right? So how did they do it? Why? How come they are allowed? How did they do it?
You know
And they've
why?
gone both.
You know why? Because the majority of the population are sheep. Yep.
It's really sad.
I love
It's
China.
really, really sad. We really have to, you know what? We're keeping our mouth shut because we've been given these pittances. Take 50, take 2,000, take this. What is this? It's really sad.
It is very sad. It is very sad.
Yeah.
It's very misleading, and it's untrustworthy. It's sad. And, you know, I come on here every week with the same show, with its pretty much the same message across the board. People are not addressing enough, especially during when we had our, remember when we had our thing, our Mickey Mouse, what do you call it? The Mickey Mouse. I remember you called in the show and you were really mad. We had our election debates. They didn't even talk about housing. They didn't even talk about affordability. They never talked about homelessness. They never talked about anything. All they talked about was pipeline and global warming.
Yes, global warming, pipeline, global warming, pipelines which they never dug into, and global warming. And they never spoke about. They don't want to talk about Brexit. West wants to exit, and now there's COVID, so everything is on hold. Nobody wants to practically work. They don't want to talk about banking reforms. You think a country can go without reforms, Mike? You think today, they want us to improve our skills. They want us to improve our skills. When do they work there? When do they make their systems better?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the $1 million question. See, Cesar, hold on. Cesar's in the comments saying, Mike, call me on the show. My Skype. I'll have you on, Caesar, if you're going to be on Saturday for Mike in the Night, I'll have you on the show, buddy. I'll have you on the show on Mike in the Night, and you could talk about what's happening economy-wise there in the States. I'm not sure if he's in the States, but he could call, no problem. Just add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Caesar, I see a lot of messages. Don't worry, buddy. I'll reach out to you, bud. We'll have you on the show. No worries. So, okay.
Mike, why don't you just call? Take his call. Let everybody have a voice.
Yeah, no problem. Ashima, any last words?
No, I think I must have everyone talk out because it's nice to hear people also.
Oh, yeah, we got what, 6 people on tonight?
Learn from everyone's opinions, yeah.
Yeah, everybody has an angle, everyone has a life, everyone has a story, right?
Yes, absolutely. We all get to learn from each other.
That's right. All right, Ashima, God bless you, okay?
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. That's Ashima right there. I got that off her Facebook. I'm surprised she didn't get mad at me for... Because I'm a friend of hers on Facebook and on, I think, Instagram and on Skype. Oh, wow. Cesar is in Baghdad. Wow. That'll be really good to get a view from somebody. Add me on Skype, Mike Cesar. Add me. It's Mike Martins, MikeMartins 1980. It's right there on the bottom. On the bottom scroll, you'll see it. Mike Martins on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Send me a message saying, "Hey, it's me from Baghdad. How you doing, Mike?" Yeah, I spoke to a friend of mine that I kept in touch. He was from Baghdad, and he told me, man, before this whole destabilization, the country was so good. People were making money, and everyone had cars and everything. It was good. So we got my man Ayman in the house, saying housing is on a 6-month lag. Oh, Nat Pacheco's in the house too, saying sad. So Cesar says, okay, I will do. Yeah, just add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. Just send me a one-liner saying, hey, man, it's me. What are you doing? Are you okay? You know, and we got to get Kevin Tavares too. Kevin Tavares, I got to get him on the show. I know he's in Quebec. He said his English is not that good. I mean, we're not an English school here. You know what I'm saying? I speak Portuguese more than I speak English at home. I speak like Portuguese like 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who else is here. Yeah, Tim Evans. I have him on an undercover mission there in Sydney. We got who else we got? I'm just trying to see who else we got here. Doing some underground work here for the channel just to keep us fresh. Man, I'm Steve the plumber, man. I hope he's okay, man. Let's give him one last try. Yeah. Wow, I've been live for 2 hours. I know Mike in the Night goes on for long. I know. We got Just the Wally saying the Dolly Wall saying we watch you all the time. Paul from Surrey would love a shout out. So shout outs to Paul from Surrey. Elizabeth in the house. Call Layla. Yeah, we gotta get Layla. Layla, are you gonna be busy for Mike in the Night? Are you still in Syria? Where are you? Someone's saying it's midnight. Yeah, it's midnight where you are. If you're in Miami, it's midnight. If you're in New York right now, it's midnight. So Atlantic time.
Trump. President Trump.
Okay. Let me try Steve one last time. Nobody home. I hope he's okay. Yeah, me and Steve were playing phone tag last night. I finally got a hold of him. Finally got him. Like he caught a hold of me finally. Let me see who else is here. Wow, I got a pile of messages here from somebody. There's so many messages here. We got to get Axl Rose in the house there. He knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. But how do we address people? You know, like a lot of people, you know, look at me weird if I say, call Supreme. Where is Supreme? I haven't heard from him. Well, he was on Mike in the Night. Let me see if he's here. I saw him up here. Hold on. I saw him on one of my top callers here. I hope he's okay. He was under my... There he is. Let's see if he's available, guys. Let's bug him. I don't know what he's doing. Nope. He's off. Oh, Layla's in Syria. Yeah, Supreme Cannon. He's probably busy. He's tied up doing things. Hopefully we can get him on for Mike in the Night to wind down our show. And we could get him to elaborate a little bit more on, well, kind of look at a different angle. Because a lot of people are asking about the war between the elites that are happening, the inside war. Oh, here we go. We got Lord Humongous calling in. Lord!
Yeah.
What's up, dog?
Oh, you called me, man. I was eating some Boston cream pie.
Nice. Hey, is there any way in hell you could go down to the Denver airport and film for us all those murals and the weird stuff and see if you could find an underground bunker there?
That's all been removed, Mike. All those paintings were older and people complained, so they took them all down. There's nothing going on there. They have signs now that say that the aliens are underneath. They got all the solar panels set up.
Okay. Okay, because it would be nice. It would be nice to get you down there with like a PKE meter.
Yeah.
Just
I've already been down there, Mike. I'm telling you, it's like classified stuff, man. We can't release that stuff.
Are we talking about MI5 or MI6 stuff?
You're talking about like CIA stuff.
Oh, okay. We're not in England anymore. Sorry.
No, yeah, we're not in Kansas either. We're in Denver.
So we got Lord Humongous on the show just south of Denver, Colorado.
That's right, my friend. So how? I thought Craig was the one that was sick. So it's actually Tim that was really sick.
Yeah, the guy in west of Western Australia, right? West of Sydney.
So yeah, so Tim's the sick Aussie, and Craig's in New Zealand. He's the Kiwi.
That's correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we got people all over the Commonwealth, dude.
Oh, I gotcha. I just want to give him a shout out. You know, it's he gave me a little shout out in the chat, and it's nice to get that kind of.
And so did Ashima give you a shout out?
Yeah, Ashima's good. Yeah, it was me that said all that stuff, not Supreme Canon.
Okay, I don't know. I just everybody comes in the show. Everyone contributes, right? So when one of us say something, it's like all of us said it.
Yeah, I would like to tell Ashima if she wants to find out about the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, just to read Revelations 3:9 in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about a synagogue of Satan, and these are the same.
I know that passage.
Yeah, these are the same demonic entities that rule the entire financial system, and it's Satan's system, basically, is the way I look at it.
I remember that passage. You know, in the next couple of weeks to months, you're going to see a lot of people turning towards the Bible. I have a feeling.
Yeah, and they do wear small hats, you know, and there is a clique of that so-called tribe that goes against everything God stands for, and they do worship the devil and Satan himself, I believe.
We should get you to one of those once the Kobi thing gets lifted. We gotta send you with I'm gonna ship you a camera. Actually, I got two of them here. It's like a pen, and you put it in your pocket.
Right.
And I want to ship you one of those pens because I want you to go out on the field and go to one of those afternoon down in Denver. They have afternoon Satan clubs.
They do
for schools, right? And I want you to go in there and pretend you're a parent or something looking for your kid.
Mike, do they really?
Dude, after school Satan clubs are all over the place in America. That's one of the biggest growing clubs.
Is that why they took out the 10 Commandments like in Texas? There was a big fight over that.
Yeah,
and then in Oklahoma, I think they put up the statue of Baphomet.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. This is like
you know what? Look, they're as Americans, we have we're supposed to have a free right to choose what we believe in, and there are people, unfortunately, that do believe in the other side.
No, but the thing is, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people being misled to believe in that because they might think it's better because they've been misled until. That's what I mean.
Well, it's all in the programming, Mike. Everything's programmed. Everything's an algorithm. Our lives are an algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, and you can even see. Do you know that there was I watched a documentary about those quants, right?
Mm-hmm.
They programmed in the high frequency trading Marxist ideologies and communist ideologies. So it's in the mathematics. So every day on the stock market, when you see those things ticking by, there's these ideologies that are in the math of the actual program. So if, like, let's say Americans are supposedly supposed to be capitalists, right? So you're thinking like a capitalist, but the trading algorithm actually it trades to a more Marxist viewpoints or how they come economically, how they think, how the communism is actually an economic model, just like capitalism is, right?
Hold on, I got something here for you, Lord. Emma Murdy, you know Emma in our comments.
Yeah.
The house we live in just went up for sale, so now we're looking for a rental during the pandemic.
Wow, how do you do that? I mean, everything's shut down. There's real estate agents here that are so scared of this virus that they won't even go in and do their showings to sell a house. I'm telling you, the houses here have been sitting on the market. Nothing's really moved since last when I sold my house in January of 19. They had a crappy season that's supposed to be the spring and summer buying season, right? Just like in Australia. Nothing moved, Mike. I mean, all I saw was for sale signs, and nothing was getting sold on the market at all. Mm-hmm. And then they had the big hedge funds, right? Yeah. I think the funds own a lot of these big vacant properties, right? And they sit there, and then they'll wait for the right time, and they time it with the market. So then they'll all of a sudden they'll slam them on Zillow. Then all of a sudden you'll see like all these houses, extra houses for sale, and then they'll pull them off like within 30 days. And they do that all the time.
Well, now you could check the history, right? Our friend over from Australia that called us told us you could type in an address and you could find out the history of what's when bought, sold, resold, remortgaged, if there's something happening with the property or if there's, a history of the property too, right?
Right, exactly. But this is where like a lot of the corruption comes from. If it can be programmed, into whatever program we're using, right? I mean, they can manipulate it any which way they want. That's where you were talking about the psychology of the whole thing, right? They can program your psychology. It's just like advertising, like back in the day.
But that's so dangerous.
It is dangerous, but they've been doing it forever. They do it through the television. It hits your subliminal gland or whatever is in the back. It goes deep in your memory. That's why you start thinking Pepsi or Coke, right? Which was better? Well, whichever one pays those guys more money, right?
We got Emma Murdy in the comments saying now, potential buyers are coming to see the house tomorrow, only wearing masks because I insisted. Oh my God. Emma, you got to come on the show, maybe on Mike in the Night, and let us know how that goes this Saturday. I know it's late where you are because you're on New York, Miami time. But if you could come on the show and let us know how that showing goes, I'd like to know,
Mike, she should call in right now. I'd like to hear that story because I know it's going on around all the U.S. Nothing real estate wise is.
I'm trying to. I don't know what, because it's like midnight there at her place. I don't know if she could call. I could. Emma, let me know if you could call me, if you can.
I think I lost you.
Yeah, here you're breaking up there, Lord. Okay, Lord, I'll let you go. And
all right,
I already played the video when you interviewed your friend Budweiser there.
Yeah, you should have played the whole thing though.
It's buffering, so I'm gonna see if I could download it, and I'm gonna just put it on just play regular off the hard drive.
All right, sounds good.
Mike in the Night, I'll play it, okay?
All right, buddy.
God
Bye.
bless.
Yep.
That is my man, Lord Humongous, in the house. Oh yeah, here we go, Lord Humongous, and there he is with Budweiser.
I'm John.
Hi, John. How you doing?
Right?
What's your dog's name?
This is Jimmy James.
Hey, Jimmy. How you doing, buddy? So, yeah, we're just trying to get to the bottom of this because, I mean, a lot of people out there, they think that this is a big scam. The whole virus thing was, purposely done. And it has to do a lot with the collapsing dollar and the worldwide currencies are collapsing right now.
There could be a lot of reasons, Maybe they want to clean up the world with some bad guys or something, and because right now they're trying to smuggle, and other people are staying indoors, and it's they can catch them easier probably maybe. There could be many things,
Right.
So we got an update here from Emma Murdy saying, not much of a story. My husband's grandma owns the house and is selling because she wants to cut and run back to Portugal, where she's from. Portugal.
How are you? Do you live in this full time?
I don't want to discuss.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I mean, doesn't want to discuss.
I'll let you know that I did all last year.
Yeah.
It's hard, huh?
Last year, yeah. Last year was hard. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But no, there could be many reasons, like you were saying, that the government, just.
Yeah. To me personally, I think it's a travesty. I think it's sad how we as Americans have gotten to this point. You know what I mean?
That could be the real reason. I mean, just the bottom line. We did it to ourselves. It came to where
Oh, the video is, it's not the stream. Oh, it's the video.
Getting greedy, and
right.
We need to unite.
I agree.
We need to unite.
Can we get his?
Yeah, it's not the stream.
His love, because I think that's the answer right there.
Right there, love.
On the back of his sweater there. It says love, guys.
I think we just need to unite, probably need to do something like this once a year, but keep people working just to clean up the air. Look at the wildlife coming back. You know, that's amazing. They're claiming back their land, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, we could probably even get more extinct animals that are in the midst of getting extinct to repopulate.
Right. I agree. Yeah.
So
it's the same thing with like housing too. You know, there's a big housing. There's a lot more homeless people. You know, I think that the earth will take back those houses from these people. There's big hedge funds that go in there in these big collapses and they buy it all up to turn us all into renters or to put us on the street.
Yeah.
You know.
And I don't think they're looking at the people that have been on the street. I don't think they're taking care of them very well.
I don't either. Or our veterans that have served this country.
They've never really managed them very well. And especially, I hate to say it, especially since they legalized pot.
Right.
All of a sudden, the whole, everything skyrockets with real estate.
Well, we got to get in the line. Thanks, John, so much for your interview. God bless you too. All right.
What's your name?
Robert.
I am Robert.
That is Lord Humongous there, interviewing Budweiser. Guys, if you guys want to make videos like this, go ahead. Just send them to me on Skype. I'll play them here. Yeah, Layla, if you want to make a video, just throw it on Skype. I'll watch it. We'll play it on the show if you want. And if you want to get if people want to get professional here, this is like, for example, Craig Cook here for the Mike Martin's channel. I am in downtown Auckland where this protest is taking place. Craig, do it, man. Go there with your phone. Hey, man, it's Craig here for the Mike Martin's channel. I am in downtown Auckland where this protest for affordable this or line up for toilet paper. Guys, I would really appreciate it. You too, Elizabeth, Persuado Scientist, Axel Rose. Who else? Layla, anybody, Emma, anybody want to make a video, throw it on your Skype here with me, and I will play it here on, well, as long as it doesn't hinder my channel from getting shut down, but yes. Kiwi Down Under saying all Western countries need to close all open loopholes from China. Hot money buying up assets now going to be the going cheap, yeah. And with the declining dollar on top in New Zealand, and what did the markets close in Australia? Markets for another hour. Ooh, oil down below 20 bucks again. Alt wards down. ASX 200 down. Let's see what's happening with the dollar. Where is it? Australian US dollar still hanging around 62 cents. So with a failing US Australian dollar, you'll see a lot of hot money coming in from overseas to buy you guys up with whatever's left to buy up parks, recreation areas, ski resorts, electric companies, everything. Goodbye. Be bought up on pennies on the dollar. Craig Cook is asking, where are you, Kiwi? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, they're both in New Zealand. So where in New Zealand? I think he's in Christchurch. Yeah, Red Pill Gary saying, would be nice to see some bigger moves in metals. Yeah, maybe Red Pill Gary, if you want to. Anthony D, call into the show this Saturday. I need you guys this Saturday. Layla, hopefully we can get an update. I know she's still in Syria, but we get an update on what's going on from her point of view. It's always good to get a fresh look at things from a different angle once in a while.
Tiffany, Michelle, Sia, the Mexican government.
Anyways, guys, I've been here 2.5 hours, and this is a long trends in the housing market. I am going to turn in, guys, one last channel plug, guys, if you don't mind. Don't forget to join the channel if you want here. Don't forget to set your reminders here. We got a lot of good shows coming up. Don't forget to set your reminders for all these shows. A lot of good episodes. This Saturday, Mike in the Night, in the Veil of the Night, is going to be huge. So I hope you guys could drop in for that. And if you want to call in, don't forget to add me on Skype. And guys, if you want to shop Mike Martins, go ahead. Lots of cool stickers, mugs, just all kinds of cool stuff in the shop. Also, if you want to support me with $1 a month on Patreon, I'd appreciate that. Or send me a tip on PayPal. I'd appreciate it. I know we're going through tough times, so don't worry about it, guys. It's, if YouTube wasn't so cheap and do what, pay me when, if YouTube paid me as much as when I had 3,000 subscribers, I wouldn't even, when I had 3,000 subscribers, I was making a lot more on YouTube. And then now, views go up, subscription goes up, everything goes up, and the AdSense money goes down. Yeah, JJ is saying, thoughts on White Rock, BC? Old white money? No. Yeah, we'll see what happens. If you bought it the wrong time, you're going to be screwed anywhere in the Commonwealth. Anywhere. Good show, says Owen. Wow, Owen, you're still awake, dude? We got Just Dhaliwal saying, Paul, can you give an update for Lower Mainland? Yeah, we should get somebody up for the Lower Mainland on the show once in a blue moon to tell us what's happening in the Vancouver surrounding area. It would be nice if somebody wants to. Why is Axl Rose getting constantly blocked? Gas is 59 cents in Edmonton right now. Even with the carbon tax, it's at 59 cents. It should be at 35 without the carbon tax. Okay, we got somebody from Fleetwood, BC here. Take care, Emma. God bless. Good luck with your keep us on the hook. Keep us on the hook on what's going on in your neck of the woods. I'd like to know. Yeah, Kiwi Down Under says, yeah, with Brexit, I really hope like hell the Commonwealth comes back in Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, I hope so too. Censorship, he's the man in the box. LOL, dirt prices. Okay, guys. It's been guys, don't forget Mike in the Night this Saturday. We're going to have a big show. Don't forget to, again, to set your reminders to the show. Here, I'll even give you a link to the show directly to the shows. Oh, I closed it. Anyways, lots of love, guys. Toby Cooper in the house. Stephen Hoffman. Fleetwood, Surrey. Yeah, Fleetwood, Surrey. By Wally. I think it's close to Wally, and all those areas there. All right, guys. Good night, guys. You could stay in the chat and talk all night. That's fine. Spiffy. BB in the house. Hey, everybody, just popping in to say hi. I'll watch the stream tomorrow once it's done. Keep up the good word, Mike. Yeah, Spiffy, come on Mike in the Night on Saturday if you're not, if you can. Give us an update on your psychological thinking of what's going on, how it's psychologically affecting everybody that are in lockdown. Good night, everybody. Adios, Anthony. God bless. Damn Slacker, good night. Axl Rose, good night. All right, guys, have a good night. Stop banning Axl Rose, please. Axl Rose is an underground agent for the channel, please. God bless, guys. Stay out of trouble. Remember, guys, stay safe. And if you can't stay safe, be careful.